Yo, yo, yo. What is up, everybody? How is everybody doing today? Give a few minutes here, just let other people get in the stream. Just going to be a nice little chill, relaxed one today. Only go for maybe an hour or so. Just catch up. Wanted to do it tomorrow, but I'm feeling good today. Feeling good and had some free time. Today just worked out. So I was like, hey, why not? Let's go live and kind of chit-chat and talk with some of you guys. Answer some questions, whatever you guys want to do. I am up for anything. You guys can feel welcome to come on up on the channel. Hello, ME20. How is it going? What is up, Sean? How's it going, brother? Go ahead and get this copied. Hello, Mr. Josh. There we go. Now we're getting some people up in here. Let's go ahead and put that up there. How is Sean doing today? How is Josh doing today? How is Littles doing today? How's everybody doing today? TJ or Troy? Troy, there we go. I remember your name. What is up, Troy? How is it going, Justin? There we go. It should be pinned now at the top. Oh, here we go. We got our first sucker of the evening is coming up on the panel. Josh, I am doing great today. It was a beautiful day today. I'm feeling good. I got a lot done today. It's been a good day. Let me welcome you guys. Or let me welcome Mr. Troy. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you, man?
Oh, man, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. What have you been up to today?
Honestly, not much. I believe I said in the last live with you, I got that like 4-month-old Rottweiler, so in a little bit I got to go to puppy training with her. I'm not going to be on too long with you. But figured I'd stop and say hi. Finally got my dealer telling me that I could pick up the mower hopefully tomorrow, that 60-inch, so that's good. What about you?
Man, I've just been relaxing here. Deep Root says it was 72. He lives not far from me. Bro, I didn't realize it got that warm today here. I knew it got up to 65 or something like that, man. I was out washing the cars and washing the equipment, and I finally recorded my 2021 lawn care setup.
Nice.
That today.
I hope I can get that done, say, within the week, but we still have the way the sun hits my yard. My neighbors across the street have virtually no snow left. My yard is still covered. You know what I mean?
Like
so hopefully if the mower comes tomorrow, tomorrow is supposed to be pretty much almost 60. Then the rest of the week is all 40s, 50s. Doesn't say any snow anymore. Hopefully it warms up. I should probably have my 2021 setup video within the next month, but
that'd be pretty sweet. Sean, I'm ready for it to start mowing again too. Hey Rob Cole, how's it going? I rode, I washed off my zero turn from that leaf cleanup I did last week. I washed it off today finally, as well as my wife's car. I washed my truck as well. And I recorded the 2021 lawn care setup and a few other videos. I'm not done recording 2 other ones though yet. But anyways, I got on my walk behind mower and I put the sulky down because I like to start everything up when it gets warm like this. And since it hasn't rained in a while. So I started it up and I rode it down the street, and I'm riding my freaking walk behind mower down the street up and down, and my neighbors are looking at me just laughing. It was pretty funny.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Now, the first thing I can't wait to do when I get this 60-inch is definitely try to do a wheelie on it. But I had a question for you. I want to say we talked about something like this on the last live, like earlier this week or whatever it was. But weird question. What you can recall is the biggest tip you ever got? For whatever reason, I was thinking about that. As far as whether it was a job you did or, say, Christmas bonus or something, what's the biggest tip you ever got from a customer?
I don't have good customers yet. I haven't gotten a single tip from anybody.
Really? Not even for Christmas?
Well, okay. So
I'm listening. Sorry.
So I have my favorite. I do have a favorite. Oh, he walked away.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good, bro. I do have a favorite family that I service, I cut for. So I give out Christmas cards at, obviously Christmas time to a select handful of customers. Well, next year coming up, there's several of those people that aren't getting anything from me. But one family in specifically, they have a son. He's, I don't know, 3, maybe not even 3, 2 years old. I actually bought them a Christmas present for him. I went to Tractor Supply, I think it was, and it was a truck and a trailer and a lawnmower with a zero-turn lawnmower and a little dude. I thought it was pretty cool. So I bought that for them, and they were like my favorite family, and I actually bought them a gift card for the husband and wife to go out to eat and everything too. They did give me and my wife an Applebee's gift card, but that's the only thing I've ever gotten outside of just getting work.
So here's another question then. Have you ever, and if so, what's the biggest amount of money you found on the property while doing a job?
None. Maybe change here and there, but that's it.
Yeah. Because the reason I'm asking that, 2 stories I would love to tell you. Number one was I want to say the most money I found on a job was either 40 or 100. I don't remember if the 100 was I found it or if it was a tip or not, but I do know that I actually asked the customer because the $40 they had just left. It was like while I'm doing the property, they had just left with their car, and I found 2 20s rolled up on their driveway right by the car door. So I call and say, hey, I realize you just left. Check your pocket. Did you lose $40? They could have very well said, yes, it's mine. They said, nope, it's yours now. So that's the most I've ever found. Mm-hmm. However, to this day, I remember on your last live, I said I found my first contract. I've gotten few Christmas bonuses here and there, few tips, but the biggest tip I ever got was I told you I charged them $600 for the year, like years ago, definitely underquoted. They tipped me $300. So the biggest tip I ever got is still the first tip I ever got, which is pretty cool.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't get tips, and I haven't found anything more than 25 cents, 50 cents on the ground in a parking lot, and that was it. I haven't gotten that lucky, man.
I found $5 in a mulch bed once as I was doing it. Very well could have been my $5 or just sitting there, but I know it was like torn in half to the point, not like in half, but like half down the middle. I could just tape it and it was good. Mm-hmm. For some reason, I was thinking earlier about that. I was talking to a buddy about scenarios that he's had. I don't want to talk about problem customers because I know we kind of covered that on your last live, but it's just I started reminiscing. What was that?
I said all of my customers are just about problem customers.
I sent out because again on your last live. Sorry, I sound like a broken record. I put out.
Good, man. We can talk about. You can say whatever you want. Talk about whatever you want. It's good, man.
I sent out my service agreements, or like a second wave, because I had more people reach out. And just looking at them, it's kind of funny how it correlates to the people who just brought their stuff in. How you doing, man? Good to see you.
Hey, how's it going, guys? I just got in just a couple minutes ago. Heard about you giving gifts out, so I said I'm not gonna miss this.
Yeah.
Let me finish up real quick. It's funny how I feel like it correlates to the families that got back to me on the first wave that I sent them out. Those are the ones that last year were great. I love them. They were customers I want to keep. This second wave is all those problem customers that's, for whatever reason, once or twice, maybe even 20 times last year, gave me an issue. It's all those houses, you know?
Yep. Deep Roots, I got 2 questions for you if you're still here. 1, your name is Sean, right, Deep Roots? And 2, how many of those tips do you get? Was that the only tip you got, or do you get customers that actually give you tips a lot? Asking since you're in my area. Just curious. Anyways, how was Carlo doing this evening?
I'm doing pretty good. I got a few tips.
How much did you get? What was the most you've gotten?
Oh, you mean those kind of tips? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just joking. I'm just messing. I have that one customer who I always keep doing videos at his house. The one that I can't get his snow removal. He gives me a $100 tip usually every year, either that or Christmas time. So for no reason, he'll just give me a $50 tip sometimes. I don't know. I mean, I think he's loaded, but he doesn't act like he is. I mean, he's really, with his money, but real nice guy. I take care of my customers, and they appreciate that. I'm always there making sure the yard. I go over the. They see me going over the yard 3, 4, 5 times, if need be, because I want to make it look good. And sure. I'll tell you what, whenever you had a customer who's had somebody who didn't take care of it, and then you come on the yard and take care of it, it's just like anything. Like you have a guy comes out to the house and does your air conditioning, and his attitude's awesome. He tells you about everything, fixes it. Hey, no problem, this and that. But you got the guy that comes in and goes, hey, guess what? You're going to need a new air conditioner. you're gonna be like, wait a minute, what's going on? You know what I mean? So it's how you treat them. You might get something back, but then again, I think I just got lucky, honestly, to tell you the truth, because I don't think anybody likes me.
Yeah.
It's funny, as you were talking about that, I remembered I had a house. I don't know if I ever talked about this on my YouTube channel or not, but I had a house I picked up pretty early on last year. And I know my pricing. I know especially that I can finish this house solo in about 15 minutes, what I want per house. And I charged this woman $40. For whatever reason, she the first time gave me 50, and I was like, oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. And the second time around, she gave me 50 again. I'm like, just to make sure you do know I told you it's $40, right? And she literally the entire summer always tipped me. Where I charged her 40, she gave me 50. Always a $10 tip, right? Mm-hmm. And tell me if you guys think I should just shut up and leave it the way it is. But I told her one day, I was like, hey, do me a favor and please stop tipping me. And hear me out when I say this. I said, I charged you $40 for a reason. If one day you stop giving me the 50, I'm going to feel like I did something wrong and you don't feel it's worth 50 anymore. Or for whatever reason, that $10 you keep giving me is going to add up. You know what I mean?
She found that $19.99 guy.
What was that?
She found that $19.99 a cut guy.
Yeah. But 100%.
Don't get me started on that.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said, don't get me started on the 19. We got a guy around here. I don't know if it's a franchise or what it is, but I see the signs everywhere. I'm like, stop it. You're just destroying everybody. We'll cut your grass, $19.99. And it's a gimmick. But you got the people who you're trying to get as a customer, and they've seen that sign. They're like, oh, well, they're thinking in their head the whole time, well, there's this other guy out there that'll do it for $19.99. And he's not going to do it for $19.99. It's like when I get out.
I don't know.
In my area, I've seen similar signs that say your first cut is $20. Now, here's the problem I see. Well, some people will say, okay, get them in. That's the first cut, right? Maybe you get on the property, you're talking to them, and you can upsell other stuff. My problem is, after the 20, what are you charging after that? You know what I mean? And how many times do you think you do that one-time cut for $20, you're losing money, and then you never hear back from that house? You know what I mean? So I would never do that. Maybe it works for them. I think it's kind of stupid, not very good marketing in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But,
I got
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, bro. You go first.
Well, what happens is lawn care is starting to become that niche now. I've noticed that everyone's getting into it. So you have a lot of companies.
It's so easy to get into. It's literally one of the easiest things you can get into.
I mean, it's easier
to fall out of.
Yeah. But I think that what's happening is, and you get a lot of marketing people who've never cut grass before in their life, and they get into it. And they know marketing, and they're like, well, hey, we'll do this. We did this in other businesses. We should work here. But they don't realize, what it really takes to get it done until they do it for a couple of years. And then they're like, oh, why did I do that? I've come across a couple of business. I'm not going to name names, but a couple of businesses like that have, well, I will name one, freaking Task Easy.
Yeah.
I will name one. I made a lot of money with them, but they screwed over a lot of people, and I didn't like it. And I actually, I can't say it legally, but, I love, anyway.
So I got a question for you. What is a piece of advice that somebody has told you getting into lawn care, or if nobody's told you any advice before you got into lawn care, what's something that you have advice-wise for any new guy getting into lawn care?
I'm trying to think of something people haven't already heard, so hold on.
Are you asking us that?
I'm asking anybody, whoever wants to answer.
What was it again? Say it again, because I wasn't paying attention. I mean, it was, but I wasn't.
So before you got into lawn care, or as you were getting into lawn care, what is a piece of advice that another company gave you, somebody else that's been doing it gave you? Or if nobody did anything, what's a piece of advice that you have for other guys getting into lawn care?
Yeah. No, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
It's like Troy said. It's like everybody's pretty much already said it. It's a lot out there. Know your worth is probably the biggest thing.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I can think of a few things, and 100% you've pretty much already heard them. But the main thing I want to talk about is it's different for every area. Sometimes you need to do it. I don't do bi-weekly anymore. Know your worth. Don't be that guy that undercuts, because as we were talking before, that screws over everybody and yourself. I can think of other things, but give me 1 minute because I got to take a call, and then maybe I'll get back to that. All right.
Oh, here's a good one.
I'll try to burn. You go ahead. You got one. I'll try to burn my brain up. Try to think.
Yeah. Yeah, mine was. So a guy told me I was actually. I was going to look at buying my first like commercial mower. It was before I even had a zero turn or anything back in the beginning. It's a guy who lives, I don't know, maybe just a few blocks away from me, right down the street. But anyway, I went and looked at it, and I was talking to him, and I asked him, I was like, "Hey, what's a piece of advice you have?" And he basically said the same thing. He said, know your worth. You know, don't be that cheap guy. And then he kind of told me what people around here charge. And then he said, make sure you have insurance, because the last thing you want is something to, you know, it will happen. Your mower throws a rock out and busts out a window, anything like that.
I didn't have too many advice around here where I did it, because when I started, I was kind of like on my own, really. I didn't even know about YouTube was even out there to help people. Even though it was, I didn't know, and I didn't listen to anything. So I did it all on my own, basically. I was completely alone on it, and I almost gave up a million different times. But one thing that did stick into me from other trades that I've done, and I always thought it was kind of weird, but it did make sense. It's finally stuck into me because of me switching over to lawn care. He says, don't try to do it all. He said, you can't don't try to be the guy that wants to do everything, because he says, be good at one thing and do that one thing.
Exactly.
And then you're going to do a couple other things. And that always kind of like offended me when I first heard it, because I thought he was just trying to be like, you know, you can't do it. Because I came from the home improvement world. And you know how there's so many different trades in home improvement, there's a reason for it.
Yep.
And that's what happened to me. I got so busy with the grass, I couldn't do any of the landscaping work anymore. I couldn't do any. It was time against me to do that. So it was like, if you're going to gear yourself up for lawn care, and the only way to make money in lawn care is to do a ton of yards and to keep doing them over and over again and do them right and do them good. But if you try to do too many things, you can't do it by yourself. When you first start off, you want to take anything that comes in, right? And then what he was saying is like, find that one thing that you do and do that really well, and that's going to be your moneymaker. I mean, I know you can do other little things here and there, but I mean, don't try to do everything at one time. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Use those things that like they'll become your side gigs, the other stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So how much longer before you two start mowing? How much longer do y'all have before y'all season starts?
Hopefully in March or early April. That's usually what it is. But as I said earlier, this week is already going static 40s, 50s. Yep. So hopefully that we can start, you know. I don't know. I wanted to actually comment too. I don't know if you guys said it before because I just got back, but Minnesota Lawn and Landscape said, piece of advice, don't be afraid to say no. Yeah, I can't.
Yeah. That's something that, I wish somebody had told me that when I got started, because I've taken on so many jobs that I had too much anxiety to get rid of them. I don't know how you explain it. Like I felt bad not doing it. Yep. Like I had to show up, but every time I was there, it was like I was stressing myself out to get it done, because it was like, how do you tell somebody, hey, no? They're like, excuse me? No, it's like I finally started doing that. Believe it or not, all the years that I've been working, I've been telling other people the same thing myself. But last year was the first year that I went, no. And it really, some people didn't like it, but I couldn't do it no more. They weren't paying attention.
I think it becomes easier to say no when you get to that point of, you know, a year, 2, maybe 3 of just taking on the jobs that you need to do before you get that header, that, you know, money under your belt is what I'm trying to say. When you have that back up your business and you don't need to take on every job anymore, it becomes easier to say no, you know?
Yeah, for me, it was probably these last 3 years, I finally got to that level where I didn't have to worry about as much money, because for one, I sold my house. I wasn't living in 2 houses anymore. The house I'm in now is really, it's kind of up in air. It's a property that I may or may not sell. That's another way to make money, is on houses. It wasn't wasting as much money on storage. A lot of my money was going to storage. You know, I spent like $32,000 within a few years in storage. And I was like, holy crap, I could have bought a vehicle for that.
Yeah.
And I found this property. I was looking for rentals, and I found this property, and I got an agreement to buy this one. And so I didn't really live in here. I was living in both houses. You know what I mean? And I finally sold my house, and everything's done with it. But it was trying to bring everything into one place. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
If you can have a house with a garage, oh my God, that's golden. And that's what I started to notice. I said, you know what? All these other people are working out of their own garages. It's easier on their life, you know? And I had no choice. I had a townhouse, you know what I mean? And I was doing construction. So I lived out of a van and a storage unit, you know? So I didn't need all the other stuff. But then I started living out of storage units to store all my mowers and everything. Because let me tell you something. People in townhouses do not like you bringing mowers home every day.
Yeah, I bet.
Hard way. They do not like. I actually made a ramp along where the two townhouse communities, where you have like a bundle of houses and a bundle of houses. Well, between our bundles, there was no way to get back there. So I started bringing dirt in, and I made a ramp to get back there. And I shit you not, the big butts on the bottom of the tree. Yep. I couldn't get my zero turn through it, so I took a chainsaw and I cut the bottom of the tree out. Straight down like this.
Well, they hated you. They were ready for you to move out.
Well, you had to do what you had to do, but the neighbors, I started getting letters on my van for violations of this, violations for that. I started realizing I can't do this. I had to get a storage unit. And
my wife and I, we joked. We threw around the idea. What's up, Melvin? What's up, part-time? Yeah. My wife and I, we threw around the idea a few months ago, back before the season ended anyway. We just kind of joked around about it, about what if we went back, you know, because we used to live in an apartment complex. I was like, you know, we could save a lot of money if we go back to that cheap, that cheap rent place and never go there. And then that was the joke. It's like, okay, I'm just going to put my mowers out front of the house and we'll put a tarp over everything. It'll be fine. But
there's people that do that.
But
yeah, there's people that do that. I see it all the time. I don't know how they don't get their stuff stolen.
That's what I'm saying, you know, especially in that neighborhood, because that was the lead thing I said to her. I was like, you know, if we do that, all my stuff's going to be stolen.
Kind of like how we talked about earlier this week on your last live, was and where I live, my neighborhood, it's really hard for people. You really got to go out of your way to want to steal something in this neighborhood. It happens, but, you know, I live off of a side street off the main road. And again, if people are coming down here, it's because they live here. So I park my trailers, at least in the winter because of the plows, up on my grass. During the summer, spring, whatever, they're in the street. But now that I have the enclosed trailer all locked up, I wish I had those. I don't know what they're called, but I know a whole bunch of guys get them. They look like a circular lock that you just can't break through.
I think they're called puck locks.
Yeah, puck locks. Yes.
Yep.
I just have regular, bike locks, locker, whatever the frick it's called. Never had a problem, but yeah, it's always in the back of my mind. I'm also that guy that when I'm on a property, I don't really care too much. I will drop the ramp when I'm at the property, go cut, and then the only time the ramp goes up is when I'm done. So many guys tell me that the main time you're probably going to get robbed is when you're in the backyard of a house and not watching your stuff, you know?
That is a truth. I'm a stickler for it, and I actually lost a helper. It was a friend of mine working with me, but we got into button heads all the time because I would lock everything up. And he'd get mad at me, so I actually had to give him a separate set of keys. Because I said, that's when your shit gets stolen, is that when you're in the back of the yard, someone's watching you.
Yep.
And I hate to say it, but sometimes some other landscape guys are shady.
Most of the time when your stuff gets stolen, they were already watching you for might not even been that day. They were watching you last week, but they know your schedule and they know what you're going to do.
I have equipment defender racks that
you got the locks.
Yeah, I have them in my enclosed trailer. But the thing is, yes, they have locks them and stuff like that. I never lock them when they're in my trailer. You know, you can you just put it in and it kind of locks it so it doesn't fall out. But there's another lock so you can't take it out, period. I never lock them. You know what I mean? So yes, if I have the trailer, the ramp down and somebody comes by while I'm in a backyard and they know how to work it, because I didn't know how to take the weed eater out or whatever the first time I put it on. I had to look up, okay, how do I take it out when it's locked in? If they know how to do it, just pop that little thing up, take it out, yada, yada, they can walk off with my stuff. If they know how to take the backpack blower out, they can walk out with it, you know?
I have a big problem. I can't even go to a Home Depot or a Lowe's anywhere. And I see these guys with their pickup trucks with their $600, $800 DeWalt chop saw just sitting in the back, and I'm like, oh my God, I want to sit here and watch it for you until you get back. How do you do that? And I have anxiety issues. That's what it is. And until I got my trailer with the enclosed trailer, I had a hard time stopping anywhere. I'd always park it where I could see it, like so other people could see it. Oh shit! Even with the locks, I still get scared.
I did the same thing, you know, with my trimmers and stuff in the truck. Anytime that truck was out of my sight, if I didn't have the tool in my hand, it was inside my truck. I'd put it in like the driver's seat and angle it up. I'd close it and lock the door. I remember I mowed a kind of a rough area last year. So I remember I pulled up, and I'm very cautious when I pull up in rough areas. I'm always looking around. I'm always seeing who's watching me because of like we just said, you're always being watched, and that's what they do. They watch you, and they're going to take your shit. So when they had pulled up, when I had pulled up, I had seen that there was people standing out, not usually where they usually are. You know, it's not like they belonged there. So I'm watching them, and I'm like, okay, I'm taking all my stuff, and I put it in the truck, and I close the door, and I turn, and I look at them, and I went, beep, beep. Beep, 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 and I locked it a bunch more times, and then I got back on the mower and kept going. It's like, you're not messing with my stuff.
That's why you gotta learn Morse code. Just do beeps and say "fuck you."
Yeah, exactly.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever gotten so OCD you actually unlocked it because you were locking it so much you hit the wrong button? I've done.
Or you get so scared that you have to unlock it to lock it again.
Yes.
Oh, it's locked.
I do that all the time.
I hate that. I've done that before. I've come back to my car and truck, and I'm like, it's open. What the hell? I'm like, because I must have unlocked it because I was locking it so much. And I'm that idiot that turns around, and I don't want to act stupid, so I look in the window like I'm looking for something. Like,
yeah, I haven't done that. Yeah, I've done that. Anytime I think I've unlocked it, I do. I hit the re-unlock and then make sure I lock it again.
Here's an issue I have, that my key fob, I have, like, if you hit this one other button, I think it's 2 or 3 times quickly, right? It'll auto start my truck. There's times it's in my pocket, and like say my wallet's in there, it's kind of pushing against my pants. If I'm like leaning or something like that, I pull my leg up or something, very off chance, but I can accidentally turn my truck on or hit the panic button while it's in my pocket and I have my earphones on. I don't hear it started. I don't hear the panic button. And then I either have like a customer or a neighbor come out and be like, what? Right? I'm like, what? Like, your truck. I'm like, shit.
It doesn't go off after 5 minutes or whatever? After
the auto start, yes, but you know, it's usually if I'm just sitting on the mower, it's most likely not going to happen. It's usually when I get off the mower, or if I have my weed eater in my hand and I bend down to get something. So towards the end of the property, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah, you
know, it's like I said, whenever I'm bending, you know, that's when it can happen.
I'll tell you something else that happened to me last year that you guys might be able to relate to is I sweat a lot. Like, I don't know if you guys see it in my videos, but even today, it was 65 degrees out, and I'm sweating, just working, doing a little bit of stuff like washing the cars, right? So I sweat a lot. So bringing that up to the next thing is my phones are always in my pockets. I don't know if y'all know this, but sweat does do it pushes buttons on your phone and stuff.
Yeah,
so I'm sweat dialed all the time. What do you guys do you guys deal with that, and what have y'all done to fix that?
Well, I tell you what, it's kind of funny because I'm going through my shit over here. I found this here. I bought these off Amazon. These are sweat guards for your hat. You ever have my hats? Because I got ugly hair, and my hats right here sweat so bad they stink. And I'm like, because you're out there working. So what I did was I got these things, and you stick them inside here like this. You put them up in there, and they hold the sweat. You just got to do it, and it feels so much better. So all that water, and then you can just replace them and throw them away. They're not that expensive. This is it right here.
Okay. I need to start wearing hats, especially for that reason. I sweat so freaking much.
I sweat towards like the end of the day when I'm like really hustling myself, and I'm honestly that guy. I'm gonna get shit for this, but I don't care how hot it is, how bad the yard I'm doing is. I cannot wear jeans when I'm weed whacking. I get too hot in jeans. So I wear those cargo shorts, and I don't give a shit how bad my legs get cut up. Yep. I will come home to clean off grass and blood rather than wear jeans. I cannot.
I'm right there with you. I sweat so much I can't wear jeans in the summertime or pants at all. So I have to wear shorts. And my legs get eaten up. But
my worker Mike always makes fun of me. He goes, "Dude, how can you do that?" I'm like, "I don't care. I will bleed and I will have grass clippings on my legs." When it comes to the phone thing, I don't have much of a problem. I've actually gotten to the point I start leaving my phone in the cup holder of the mower, but that does scare me. God forbid it pops out.
That happened.
Happened to me too.
Yeah. What was the other thing I was gonna say? Oh, when it comes to on top of this whole sweating thing, Do you guys hate when, say, you're like mid property and the customer comes out to pay you cash and you're just like, thanks, put it in your pocket, know it's gonna get wet and soggy?
Yep. Yep. And then you put it on the dash on the way home or whatever.
Right.
If the windows down, you got to hang it somewhere or something. Yeah.
Well,
I can't wear tall socks to answer Deep Root's question. I can't wear tall socks at all either. I need to get do you guys have not changed the subject or whatever? Have you guys tried the trimmer guards at all? I think that's what they're called.
Yeah, I have something I've always wanted to buy off of Amazon, and I'm the same way with you guys. I can't wear pants as I get too freaking hot. My legs sweat like crazy. And I don't mind the grass all over me, and I actually take a leaf blower. I look like the freaking green ugly monster when I get done. It's all over me, and it's like caked on my legs. I don't care. Yep. I got scabs, blood drag falling off them and everything. I mean, there's another thing. There's a shin guard you can buy also I've seen.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. It's like they're like pants. I forget what they're called. I call them trimmer guards, but I don't think that's what they're called. Trim guard. There we go. Comfort trim.
Comfort trim. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
You like they're like sleeves for your legs. You put them over while you're trimming. Apparently, they're supposed to be really nice, but I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, they go over your shins. They cover some of them cover your boot too, and some just cover your shins. And then Oregon, the chainsaw company, they actually make a pair that look like baseball catchers, plastic shins where they go over your knees.
Oh, I think
those. But those look like there's
a guy on YouTube. If I could think of the name of his channel, I would say it right now. But all of the grass he cuts, it's only with a trimmer, with a string trimmer.
Yeah, that's the guy
on it. He wears this like long, it's almost, you know what I'm talking about? It looks like a chef, but it's like all the way down to the ground.
Yeah, he just got 500 subscribers recently. He had a cake. Yeah. That's what I was getting at with the cake, because he had a cake.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know who you're talking about. I saw the cake video.
I think it's. Oh, I just had it, but I lost it. It's like grass cutter Pinoy or something like that. It's a kind of a weird name, but he's got really good content. That's all he does is cut with the trimmer.
Where is he, like in Indonesia somewhere? He's in like a third world country, because he was like putting his. He actually uses fishing. He uses fishing line.
I did not know that.
He uses fishing line, and I asked him I got to look back on one that he told me what it was, but he freaking uses fishing line, and that shit cuts better than the line we use.
I mean, he cuts he cuts swaths like freaking huge, and he cuts whole yards with just that trimmer, and he gets at it too. Like that man hustles with it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I hate string trimming. I hate weeding. If I can not do it, I would love to not do it. But I did enough of it last year to where I could say I hate it. But that man, he hustles with it.
Doesn't bother me too much. But I was going to say before, you know how girls commonly say the best thing about the day is when they come home and take their bra off? You have not lived until you're a long guy, and you get home, and the first thing you do is you take that the blower, lift your shirt up, and just air yourself out. That's the equivalent for that for girls, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I air myself out after every job.
Or you take your shoes off and you go like this and dump out the things.
Oh yeah. Now you should see me every single job when I get done. I put the leaf blower down, and it's up my shirt. Sometimes I goof around. People are watching me. I do strongman stuff. I'm like,
yeah.
When someone's watching me, I'll goof off more. You know what I mean? I'm like,
yeah.
But like a lot of times, like when the kids are home, they like the kids. Have you not noticed? I don't mean change subject, but have you not noticed that kids are looking up to us like firemen and police officers?
Yep. I have noticed that. I noticed it at the apartment complex when we were out mowing. The kids have more respect for me than their parents do there. And I noticed that when we would be talking, it's like they were, exactly like you said, like they were looking up to me. I'm like, damn, that kind of makes me feel good, I guess.
I have a couple of them. Believe it or not, I have one of my customers, because the one lady actually came out, and she was like, they were stopped watching me. I'm like, you guys can go ahead and go by. So they're like, no, he loves watching you. He says, I can't wait for the grass cutting guy to come by. I was like, I thought I saw somebody in the window. This kid loves when I come up there, and he loves the leaf blower. They like watching all the equipment, and it's a couple other houses I've even have customers even complimented me on how, how I was. I've talked to the kids like, hey, how are you doing? And they look forward to us coming. And I talked to some other landscapers. They said, yeah, the same thing. I said, I don't know how to feel about that. I'm honored because, it's not like a job that you would think that, like somebody would say, hey, like you would like. You know, when you were in elementary school, when the firemen came in, it was like, oh wow, you know. I mean, I can still remember that, but
Yeah.
but you know what I mean. It's like that
Yeah,
same
I know
thing.
exactly what you mean.
I can think of two houses off the top of my head like that. I have one house where a woman calls me, and even if my schedule is like full for the summer, I still take her on whenever she calls. It's for like a month to 3 months for the past like 3 years. In the summer, when she says her husband goes on deployment, I go do the house, and this is like my favorite house. I love doing it because when I'm in the backyard and I have the walk behind, her two kids are commonly in the window the entire time I'm in the backyard. Where she has like a room that branches off, and she has windows on all three sides. So whichever side I'm on, they will run to that window. They don't just sit in one window; they follow me. So as I'm doing it, I pass like the big main window. I'm always doing something different. I'm on the walk behind. I'm doing like that, like Pennywise dance or something like that.
Yeah.
Get low and like walk like that, or I try to like throttle it with my hands in the air or something like that.
What's
So
up, Steve?
by itself, they love it. It's funny to them.
Seems like Minnesota Lawns probably likes watching it. He says he likes watching other guys.
Okay. What's up, here, Steve?
Oh, quick question. Either of you guys have the advanced shoot by Ballard or any type of Ballard products?
No, I'm
No, but I'm
I love
looking.
that dude. That dude is his products. I've been watching a lot of them. The first time I saw that he was a normal dude was when he was on Brian's Lawn Maintenance. Because at first when I saw his stuff, I'm like, oh, it's just another big old company out there. And I started seeing his stuff on YouTube. I mean, on Facebook, and I was like, why is this guy pushing his products like he's some guy doing it himself? Come to find out, this dude's legit. Well, as a matter of fact, I think Troy, you actually had something on there. I started watching parts of it. I didn't watch the whole thing because it was long. I saw that you had something on there also too about it. But yeah, this stuff is from what I'm understanding, I mean, it looks like it's good stuff. I want to try it out.
I have videos of. I want to actually do a review of the advanced shoot itself, but the advanced shoot apparently is not just Ballard. Other guys make it, but he resells it. He has his own blades and stuff like that. But yes, Corey Ballard. I was on a podcast with him once, and he was telling me how he originally started with Perfect Cut, opened up Ballard products because when he was doing the cutting, there was common times when, say, they have like I believe it's called a Darwin's grip. When you're holding your weed whacker, and some guys are different heights, it can hurt your back a little bit. So they made that specifically because it was fixing a problem they had, right? So then they make all their own stuff because they say we would not sell these products if we don't use them ourselves. And that's kind of what sold me on it. So my 48, I put that advanced shoot on it. I bought the advanced shoot 2 months ago for the mower that's coming tomorrow. It's been sitting in my garage for 2 months in the box. So tomorrow I'll probably make a video on it. But
the only thing is with the shoot, reason why I haven't bought a shoot, because I have a buddy of mine. I don't know if he's watching or not, but if he's watching, he's going to have his own channel soon. His name is Billy Goat Lawns, or Billy Goat.
Yeah.
He actually does a lot of collaboration with Randy's from Dual and Cut and Trim. He actually just installed on Randy's MTD a motorized shoot that he makes himself out of his own garage.
I want to try a different. Sorry, go ahead.
But he put one on a time cutter, and he even put one on his Ferris F15, whatever it was. Mm-hmm. And every time he shows it to me, I have to I said, can you just show it to me? I just want to see it operate, because it just goes like all by itself. You know what I mean? But yeah, if I don't get that other shoot, I'll probably have him put one of those on my
I'm wanting to try a quick shoot for sure. What Sean said here, I'm really wanting to try it this year. Like I said, I'm the biggest fan of my X-Mark shoot blocker that I have.
I know they make not just Ballard, but there's other shoots out there. There's shoots that put a little pedal on your on the board. You know what I mean? Just hit that, and it opens and closes it. Main reason I can't put that on this mower is I believe they my other mower didn't. It was like a lever, but to raise and lower the deck is a pedal right there, so I can't do that. I like that there's just a lever right here. When I need it, I open it. When I don't, I close it. The main reason I put these on is, yes, I can mulch, but if I'm going by like a window, a door, a car, or even people are passing by, I just close it real quick and then open it again. It's that easy. If my employee or something like that is weed whacking and I don't want to like say, hey, stop real quick because I don't want to hit rocks at him, I just close it real quick so nothing goes in his face and then open it again.
Let me ask you a question. Does any grass come out of it? Does it really work that good?
My 48, I'll tell you right now. I installed it, not that I installed it wrong, I spaced it wrong. That like the first few times I used it, I felt that there was a buildup right at the wall of it, right? And I realized it's because I did it wrong. I left a little too much room, if that makes sense. It wasn't closing all the way. So I redid it, haven't had a problem since. It's all in the way you install it. You got to install it the right way.
You got to drill holes, though. It's the only thing that kind of flipped me off a little bit about it was drilling the holes. But I mean,
it depends on your mower. Some mowers, the chute, because the way it is, I wish I could describe it. I remember installing mine. They come with adapters for pretty much any mower, but the way the actual plate is, it has different holes made for literally every mower, right? So hopefully, if you take the factory side dispatch off that little flap, and you already have 2 holes, you have a good probability of it already, like you don't have to drill holes. I drilled the holes because, again, my 48 is residential, so they didn't make this plate for residential mowers. They made it for the commercial mowers, so it's a different size, yada, yada. You probably don't have to drill the holes, but I did because of my residential mower.
I still drilling holes.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say drilling holes on my PZT has that 8-gauge steel deck. It's freaking, it's thick.
I'm dreading that when this mower comes tomorrow, I have to put this chute on. I don't want to drill holes in a mower that I got 5 seconds ago that has no outlet.
That's how I feel about it. If I have to drill a hole through it, I don't know if I really want it.
But at least I know I did it once before. It's no big deal. I know how to do it this time. I'm not going to mess it up, so I'm not too worried about it.
I know I'm definitely going to do something this year because my X-Mark chute blocker is not cutting it for me. I mean, it was good to have, but all it does is block big stuff from going out. It don't stop grass from going out. It's all right for mulching leaves, but it still blows out the side of it with high lift blades on anyways.
I completely forgot. The reason I asked you guys about the Ballard thing was because I have their Mower Jack, and I love it because of how easy it is to use.
See, I got a Mower Jack for mine. You don't. I want to say I priced it out. I want to say it's cheaper just to buy the jack, but it also has to have the actual kit on it. See, my X-Mark came with the like hitch on the front of the mower for the jack, and then the jack was separate. I think I paid like $90 for the jack or whatever, but I love it. That's a time saver there for sure.
I want to actually, I'm friends with Corey Ballard on Facebook, and I want to tell him because I've talked to him before. I had something come in the mail or ordered it and it was taking forever. And he said that there was an issue and sent me like free stuff, yada, yada. They're great. They have great customer service. But I want to tell him, I don't know if he's heard it before, but the main issue I have with the Mower Jack isn't even a flaw in the design. It's a suggestion that instead of the way it's built is like one long piece of metal with 2 forks coming out, that I wish it was kind of 2 separate pieces of metal with like a pin in the middle, that it can collapse to go easier into the trailer because of how big it is. I can't keep it in the trailer. I would love to bring it because I already have a battery-powered angle grinder, so I can do blades. And what I do is how most guys do is kind of roll up on the ramp to get under it, but you don't have as much room as the jack allows, and that's not as safe. So hopefully, I know they already have a version 2, maybe version 3 they do that.
What Brett's lawn maintenance here said, going to change it, go back to the bagger thing. What Brett said, that's a big thing for me. I want to be able to run a bagger or like my accelerated grass catcher or whatever with whatever chute blocker I go with. Yeah, so that's a big one for me.
I'm not trying to sound like I'm upselling you guys on Ballard products, but I do know that
he's a product pusher already.
There he is. There he is. Let's go burn on. We got
the advanced chute. They do have that. Their bagger goes hand in hand. The mounting hardware, they work together. Is the new jack adjustable? I actually want to look that up. I didn't know if it was or not.
Because that was the one reason why I wanted to buy it, was because I wanted something on my truck that if I have to change my blades I've had so many oh shit moments where the day is screwed. I got to come all the way back home just to fix my blade or broken or something like that. And that's the one reason why I wanted to buy it, but I haven't gotten around to it this year. But I might get one this year. They have something that I'm really interested in. I would love to talk to this dude and pick his brain because he kind of thinks the same way I do. I made my own. I didn't make my own. I just shoved everything on my truck, on my lawnmower to carry everything. And so what I did was I love his, he's got this thing. Nobody else makes this. And I'm going to get one. This is the first product I'm going to buy. He has a leaf blower attachment for your zero turn.
But not like the front mount, like what we were talking about before?
No, you actually mount it on the side. I mean, just how come this hasn't been done before? Because I take my leaf blower with me.
Oh,
I
yeah.
used to put it in the back of my engine. I used to strap my shoulder through it like this when I had my time cutter. And I always thought, man, this would be so awesome just to have this thing mounted here so I could, as I'm coming back, I can blow off on my way because I don't have a
I
stander.
said the same thing. I told my wife I wanted to try to make like some kind of mount to set it there to where I can and extend the hose just a little bit so I could just ride and blow at the same time at the apartment complex.
They
So
make
real
one.
quick.
Ballard makes one.
Going back to this.
I actually don't like these jacks.
No, yeah, I have the version 1, and the only differences that I can see here, I can see like 3 or 4 differences. Number 1, on the little forks at the end, they have like plastic coating now. I'm assuming that's because metal on metal, it was messing with the decks. That's fine. I see that on technically it's the right wheel from where you're standing. They have a brake now. I never had a problem with that, but I guess that's just for extra security that it's going to hold the thing in place.
Yeah.
Now
for OSHA reasons or something.
there was only 1 foot pedal. Now they have 2. But yes, this still is not adjustable to where I'm saying that it collapses so you can get it onto the trailer easier. That's what I'm saying. I wish, like, if you see where my mouse is, like, say right here was a little pin that the bar went down and it kind of collapsed on itself. Excuse me, but they don't have that, sadly.
Have you guys seen the little jack? Do you know what I'm talking about? The jack I have on my mower? It's just got this, it's swivels, so it's got this little hitch on there with the pin that goes through it. And you pull it out and put it here and it swivels, and then you just crank it like a trailer hitch. And it raises the mower up. And then when you're done, you put it back and swing it back. I freaking love it.
I think you can buy that. You can buy that on its own, other than Toro selling it, because Toro makes one for them. But I think they got the idea off the other company who makes it.
I know it came. So I know the hitch came on my X Mark, and I just had to buy the actual jacking part of the actual jack. But yeah, Troy, you got 10% off with your code, right, for Ballard, right?
Yeah, I'm actually typing that in the chat right now. I think it's Brian's 10, 10 and Lanier's 10.
Yeah.
Here's the guy. I saw Melvin was up there. He needs to come up here. He's a pretty cool dude.
Yeah, I was hoping he would come up. He isn't. He's kind of new.
He's new to the whole YouTube thing, but he's
I was hoping he would come up. Not that that's a problem with that. I was just saying he's new, so I'm hoping he comes up. He's a pretty nice guy.
Come on up here.
I don't even know if he's still in here.
He's probably working. He's a hustler. He's probably out doing something.
Yeah.
I gotta watch my Oak Island tonight, so I only got so much time before I go TV binge. Tonight's my Tuesday TV binge. Discovery History Channel all night long. Pisses everybody off in my house.
Yeah.
I start off with the Oak Island, and whatever comes on afterwards, I just watch that straight through to 11 o'clock.
What's up, Mr. Mark and Miss Vicky, if you're around?
Oh, there they go. They were on earlier today. I was on with
Sean's. Yeah,
Coffee.
don't forget Spencer's 10.
I didn't know if they had one or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
what do you watch on? So you said you binge watch Discovery Tuesdays?
Oh my God, that's my Discovery Tuesdays. And then I got my Disney Channel Fridays. I used to have Thursdays. I can't remember. We used to come on Fridays, but Thursdays. But right, Discovery. They're finally finding something at Oak Island. Finally, I want to go there one day so bad.
I don't like cable, so I have no idea what you're talking about. Just to let you know.
Carlo, let me ask you: if you have Disney Channel Fridays, what do you think's happening on the next episode of WandaVision? Huh?
I'm going to spoiler it. And I'm going to tell you what happened.
You know what happened?
I have foresight. Can I spoil everybody?
Spoil in a sec, but I will say I don't know if it's true or not. Episode 6 was leaked. When episode 4 was out, episode 6 was leaked. I saw. Wait, what was that?
I didn't hear that. I didn't see that.
It was on YouTube. Like after episode 5 came out, there was a part of episode 6 that was leaked that basically showed when Vision got out. But episode 9 they say is leaked, and I don't want to say what it is, but it looks real, except for the fact that it might not have been finished, if that makes sense. Like when they were editing the episode, I don't know. So what were you gonna say? And then maybe I'll tell you what it was.
I'm getting ready to take off running. I'm going to explode this whole thing. I'm not going to piss everybody off. So, spoiler alert, just close your ears for 5, maybe 2 minutes, maybe 1.
Are you going to talk about the whole Doctor Strange book thing or no?
I'm a little bit but what's really happening is it's that neighbor. She's actually a witch.
Yes.
I can't remember what character she is, but here's what I was telling my stepson because I had figured this whole thing out. I said, well, wait a minute. Her powers are affecting people. So here's my problem. The neighbor was already a witch. And because she was already a witch, her powers gave her power. And because she knows that now everybody's becoming like the mutants, they're getting more power. And she realizes that she's got this power now because she already was practicing as a witch. Mm-hmm. And so what happened is her powers became stronger. So that's why when she went into the basement, she had some kind of weird ass looking thing in the basement. There's something in the basement that's giving her the power. I don't know if it's a book or it's a computer chip, but something's giving her the power. And how they kind of twisted it, how it was me all along, I busted out laughing when I saw that. That kind of. But I think that she. What's that?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I think that she's the whole key to it. Is that neighbor? So it's like, for example, we're the lawn guys, right? And then all of a sudden, Wanda comes in, and we got super lawn care powers. We can just cut everybody's lawn by looking at it, like, you know what I mean? So. So she already had these abilities, but she just got them overemphasized. And something is going on with that crazy witch next door. She's the whole key to it. And somebody told me this is how the mutants are going to start now. This whole expansion, they're going to rebring in the X-Men from this. This is going to be the event that makes all the X-Men become X-Men now. That already were X-Men, but it's going to like bring the whole. Almost remember when Magneto got on the Statue of Liberty? And try to amplify. I think that's what she's doing. She's amplifying the mutant gene by changing. Because when they said it changed her, what's her name's genes, her DNA, she becomes the one chick. She becomes a superhero, but I don't know who she becomes because her eyes blue. And so that's just my take on it. I think that witch is now a super witch because she's Scarlet Witch.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Witch.
There we go.
Okay.
We had to bring that into. I forgot about that. She's actually Scarlet Witch. So maybe she makes her into Scarlet Witch. That's how Scarlet Witch becomes Scarlet Witch.
So talking about the book thing. At the end of that episode, you see a book on her counter. This is a theory that I saw. This is not me. I can't take credit for it, but I saw. If you guys watch the Doctor Strange movie, when he's in that library, where later he uses his powers to kind of like open up portals and steal a book, blah, 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 right? There was already a book missing. And the book on the counter in WandaVision looks exactly like all those books, right? So people are thinking that that book, yada, yada, is Doctor Strange. Hold on one second. So I saw that the spoiler for episode 9, whether it's true or not, episode 6 was leaked. And it was real. Like before the episode came out, it was a scene of Vision getting out of Westfield or whatever, Westview, and it was real. Now I saw a spoiler. Apparently, Magneto comes back in episode 9. If it's real, and I stress if it's real because it looks just like the spoiler from last time, but not finished. Like Vision wasn't rendered into like they're editing their CGI. So everybody thinks Magneto comes back. Vision's made of metal, so that sucks for him. Don't know if it's real or not, but I definitely think that's a possibility because they already are trying to connect the two universes.
I don't know a whole lot about the whole Marvel universe, but my stepson told me that Scarlet Witch, which is her, what's her name is? She's actually Magneto's daughter. I don't know if that's true or not. I haven't read the comic book, the whole thing, so I'm getting it off of all the TV stuff. You know, I mean, I was big at it when I was a kid, but I never really read as much. I basically drew everything, and I read here and there, but I was always drawing them and stuff. But so I don't. But I have to get from other people what they say that I put together. But somebody told me that her father is Magneto, which would kind of make sense because they used her as an experiment.
In the X-Men movies, like the newer ones, I guess you can say, the guy who plays Quicksilver, I think his name is Evan Peters or something like that. When he was like in this room, containment room, with Jennifer Lawrence's character and all that stuff, he basically told her, because I can't remember the name, her character's name, the blue woman.
Well, he's actually Quicksilver.
What was that?
He's actually Quicksilver, and he's not her brother.
Yes. But I'm talking the X-Men movie, he said, hey, Magneto is my father. And knowing that they're brother and sister, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, then yes, that confirms Scarlet Witch, yes, Magneto's her father. So very well could be. The main reason I don't know if it's real or not, we're going to see next week, because this is episode 8. I just can't picture why Magneto would have a problem with Vision, to where it literally was Magneto was like pulling Vision and kind of choking him because he's made of metal. I don't know.
He's
Sean,
dating his mother.
Is that a detaching rig that was specifically for your walker, or was that the actual JR code or jar code, whatever it's called? Was that one of those that you bought just kind of generic and you just have to make it fit for your grandstand? You guys can continue now.
I got 15 minutes because then I got to take my dog to puppy training. But yeah,
Right.
Puppy training.
Let's get on the topic of what we're here for.
Lawn care guy and taking his dog to puppy training. What does that sound like? That sounds like he's living in a different tax bracket than us, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
We can't afford puppy training. We just give them positive reinforcement. Here's your treat. You're a good boy. No, that's bad. Don't do that again.
It was a 6-week program for like $150. So I was like, screw it.
Did you get pet money?
Yeah, different tax bracket. I'm just saying. Yeah.
You know what's funny is that when I had my dog, it's been that's probably 23 years ago. I don't know. Because anyway, so we did the PetSmart thing, right? And my dog was so smart that she knew the class better than I did. And we had to do a thing where you had to stop and everything, and the dog stopped. Well, everybody's laughing.
You to train?
The dog knew more than I did.
Yeah.
I wish I had that on film because it was hilarious. Everybody's laughing at me. I felt stupid. And they're like, no. She's right. You got to stop at this point. I'm like, yeah.
Good Lord, he's got a 9-month-old, it's 140 pounds. What kind of dog is that, Brett?
Got to be a Great Dane or a Mastiff or something.
My buddy's been trying to get me into the Dobermans. He's got a couple Dobermans now. But
See, the only problem with Dobermans, once they get to a certain age, they get really big and have difficulties.
See, my dog was a mix between we don't know exactly what she was, but I swear she was a border collie, pit mix. I think she was, because they said she was a Boston Terrier Basset Hound, but she looked nothing like the two. The dog
we're just over here with our little Chihuahua mixed with something, and we think wiener dog because he's got a kind of a long body, but yeah. So there's
my brother's got a wiener mixed with a pug.
Well, we have 2 dogs. You saw earlier I have she's like 4-month-old Rottweiler. She's like 3.5 months. She's absolutely beautiful. That's my dog. That's my personal dog. We have the family dog that's like what we believe is a black lab mixed with greyhound, because she has like the coloring and like the face and everything of black lab, but the body of a greyhound, the way the way she runs, how the back part of her body gets a little thinner, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. She's home, right?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me see if she's here. Hold on. She went downstairs. Number 1.
What is Mark up to today? How have you been?
Oh, just trying to get everything organized and together for our trip.
I was about to ask you that. You leave tomorrow?
No, next week.
Next week. For some reason, I kept thinking you were leaving this week. I kept seeing
next
on
week.
Mark. I'm like, damn, he's already still here.
No, we're it's when you know how you get ready for a trip, it just freaking drains your bank account because you got to have this and you got to have that. This is our first big trip, so we're trying to keep everything down on our budget wise, and we're not trying to buy in too much stuff because we don't know what we're going to need, and we're just buying it out on the road. There's Walmart all over the United States. I could just go anywhere and pull it. RV places everywhere, up and down the freeways. So I'm not concerned about nothing. We just need it. We just go get it.
It took me a long time to realize that. Every time we'd go on vacation, I'd be packing like we're going to war. And then there's a Walmart literally everywhere you go. There's no reason to pack all that. I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'm just taking basic tools. I bought a $100 worth of tools that's going to stay in the camper. I'll just leave them there. I went to Harbor Freight and got
I was just about to say Harbor Freight, probably. That's
perfect tool. They got a lifetime warranty, and if you lose them all, you're out $20.
I love it. I love it.
And then I am going to take my air compressor with me, my small air compressor that I carry around with me, just because you never know.
You're like me. My girl gets mad at me because I have to make sure I got my DeWalt drill, I got my hammer, I got this. She's like, "Why are you bringing this shit?" It's like, you never know. Stop on the house.
I have a whole bag of zip ties that I bought, and to throw it in a toolbox because you never know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we just bought. Vicky suggested we get a bunch of bungee cords, so I went to Harbor Freight, bought a package of 40 bungee cords, all different sizes, $15. Throw them right in the camper.
It's funny. I keep like everything in the enclosed trailer that you would think I would need. Everything.
That's my goal. That's my goal. I've already got stuff. I already have stuff now for when I do get the enclosed trailers. I've got all the tools I could possibly need to work on anything out in the field that could possibly break.
Oh, yeah.
And if it's anything too big, I'm not going to work out on it in the field anyway.
Exactly.
Every little thing that could possibly happen, I've got the tools for it. That's going to go in.
Besides a spare tire that I had, but I need to get a new one, I don't have a spare tire for my trailer just in case, and I don't have belts for the mowers. But pretty much everything else I have. I can work on anything else if I need to, except those two things.
Yeah, see, that's
I always recommend a spare tire, though.
I have to get a deck belt and a pump belt for the Gravely this year. I have to have a spare on it because it's got 400 hours on it, right close to it. So around 400 hours, a belt could go at any time, or it could go another 200 or 300 hours. You never know.
Yeah.
So
I've got my spare belt, but I'm going to let it go until it breaks.
Yeah, and that's what I do. Or start shredding, and I don't want it to break. I know it's going to break, and then I get rid of it. So, but yeah, it's because like you said, I don't want to come back if I don't have to. If I can fix something right there on the side of the road or on the back of the trailer, I'm fixing it.
Yep.
Because I just saved myself a half-hour travel time.
I messed up last season. I ended up one of the mistakes I made was I hit a manhole cover with my mower and absolutely destroyed the blade.
Oh, yeah.
And that was when I did not carry spare blades with me, and I learned that the hard way. I get there and I look in my truck. I'm like, damn, I didn't bring any with me. So I ended up loading up, and I rushed all the way home just to get blades, change them out, and rushed all the way back to try and get it done to make up the time I lost.
It's funny. I only ever had a flat tire once 2 years ago. It was with my open trailer, and it had to have happened towards the end of the yard because I would have been able to tell. Like going over my passes, I would have been able to tell there was a flat tire. I get down off the curb, off the yard. My trailer was parked on the other side of the road. And it wasn't like when I'm going forward, it was pulling to one side. The only time I found out I had a flat tire was as soon as I get up on the ramp and it gets to that point where it turns from like the ramp to the wood of the trailer. And the deck catches the lip of the trailer and my mower starts going this way, right? And I was like, what the hell? It was so loud. Neighbors in the other yard look over their fence. They're like, oh, what?
Yeah.
It's funny. I remember that.
It might be a little overkill, but something else I'm planning on doing is I'm trying to get – so I've got a spare tire because last year I also blew out quite a good bit of tires between two mowers. So for my main mower, one thing I'm doing is I've got a front tire for it now. My plan is to get a back tire for it, and eventually this might be where I said it might be overkill, but I would like to get a wheel for both front and back and mount it to where if we go flat in the field, no matter who's on it, all I got to do is take the two bolts and put the brand new one on, and we're good to go. And we don't have to have it mounted again.
What was blown out on it? What exactly happened? You're saying blowout?
Well, the first one, I believe it happened because we mowed the apartment complex. It was a pretty large apartment complex. It has sidewalks that go up to every door. There's 144 houses.
Yep.
So there's over that. Well, what we think happened is as we get going, the way we mowed it, we think we got going too fast and hit the sidewalk because some of the sidewalks lip up, and we think we busted out like that because it was a gash about that big in it.
Okay.
But we think that's how it happened. However, it's kind of a rough area, and I kind of have the paranoia that we think somebody slashed it with a knife because it's big enough and the way it happened. But anyways, that's probably just paranoia. But So that happened the first time. And then the second time, it was mounted wrong after I got the tire finally. And then it was mounted wrong. It was mounted wrong, and it went flat again. And then after I got it fixed, it still went flat again because we got another hole in it. So
because I last summer I bought a bottle of that green slime because I had a tube that went bad again in the front tire, So I just bought new valve stems, put in there, and took the tube out and put that green slime in there. No leaks. It started leaking, and it went away right away.
Yeah, see, I put green slime in my stuff too, but it didn't fix that because it was too big of a slash.
Too big of a hole, yeah. Well, you can only do with something, so when the hole's huge.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Actually, I think I had a video on it somewhere, but I never made it. I don't know what happened to the footage, but so after I got home with it, I tried to put the slime in it, just hoping and praying that it would close it up, and no, it was way too big. I'm like, well, I'm down a day now, at least.
Yeah. Well, that's nice about our tire shop that's near us or right by us. It's got all them tires in stock. I just pull up there, with I says, I need a new tire, and they put one on.
That was my luck. Right when it happened, nobody around me had tires, so I was out a few days before I got it.
Well, this tire shop's really good. They've got tires for everybody. Well, I shouldn't say for everybody, but most everybody.
Yeah, that's cool. No places around here carry them except for Tractor Supply. That's about it. You got to order everything from Amazon. You know where you might have gotten cut from is I don't know if you noticed this, but I noticed this by accident how I cut my tires. So I was pissed. I just bought a brand new set, and I'm like, how did they get slashed already? Well, I remembered I was real close to a fence. You know how the fence has the where you put the gate on there?
Yeah.
That little bolt that sticks out.
Yep.
If you get up close to that, that's why I even took the tractor back over there, ran it up alongside it, and see if it matched up with it. I was like, son of a bitch. That's where I got it. And it just gouges. You don't be careful, it'll gouge that. I have a couple properties. You want to get so close to it, and you're trying to get, and you don't pay attention, and you get right. It just has to be a dumb move. I don't know how it happens, but sometimes you get in there and you don't pay attention.
It's funny. I was going to ask you guys a question, but you just reminded me. I had a problem once where a few years ago with my last truck, the F-250 I had, driving home on the Parkway. I live in New Jersey, right? I'm driving home, and I see something like ahead of me. It was light out ahead of me, and it looks like just a twig from how far it is. As I'm getting closer, I'm like, wow, that's a thicker twig. And then I'm getting closer and closer, and I'm like, I should probably avoid that. And so it got so close, and I couldn't avoid it anymore. I'm like, shit, that's a shovel. Right? I had to go over it because I couldn't avoid it at that point. And all I remember was the first tire going bump, and then in between there you hear the back tire. And then I just remember thinking to myself, looking out the back, I see it broke in half because it was a wood handle. And I'm just like, when I get home, this is gonna suck. I get out of the truck, and I shit you not, the way it broke was it missed the whole front, like the door. In the bed of the truck, it went up like a foot into the bed, caved into it, and just ripped all the metal. Terrible. I never even got that fixed when I sold it. I told the guy, I was like, yeah, it happened, didn't feel like fixing it, and he was like, screw it, I'm buying it. Because as we talked about last week, if you're buying a work truck, you're going to sell it as a work truck, someone's going to buy it as a work truck, right?
Yep.
I had a question for you guys on the age-old topic of Echo and Still. I have Stihl backpack blowers and then Echo handheld stuff. What about you guys?
Echo
and Stihl.
I plan on trying next. It's the next brand.
I got the Stihl 800C because of the side pull. Yeah, and Carlos got a Husqvarna.
Yeah.
And
I have those. They're up there. That's what I started off with. I still have them. I still like them.
Husky, Red Max, Shindaiwa. The only one I've never tried is Shindaiwa. But yeah, when it comes to Echo and Stihl, I like the Echo weed trimmers mainly because when I was starting out, I'm that guy that had the Echo 225s from Home Depot. I would actually I tried. What was that?
Them are great.
Oh yeah,
I still have one.
I believe it's called the FS56 from Stihl. It's like the equivalent to the Echo 225. I'd love to try that. I tried the Stihl 91R, and that thing's a beast. I love that. Trust me. But yeah, when it comes to I'm pretty stubborn on the fact that I like Stihl for backpack blowers and Echo for everything else.
See, that's what I think we're going to get Vicky is 56R this spring because her Makita trimmer is getting retired because it's 3 seasons old. It's shot. There ain't no juice left in it. Yeah, I know. See that.
It didn't go on.
That's funny.
I'll tell you what, though, guys. I got to get going because, like I said, I do got to go to puppy training. Make fun of me. I don't care.
Yeah, bigger
yeah,
tax
bro.
bracket. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Thanks for coming up. You're doing a live Friday, right? We're still on for that?
We're still on for that. If you guys want to come in, I'm going live on my channel 4:30 EST on Friday.
4:30, so it'll be 3:30 my time. All right.
But I'll message you at least, John. If you guys want to.
Yeah, if you can give me a heads up, please, so I'll definitely jump on.
No problem. I'll talk to you guys then. All right, take it easy.
All right, take it easy, brother. Oh, come on up, Hazardja. Don't be too big of a sapsucker.
Probably eating a salad. Leave him alone.
Yeah.
Did you get rid of headaches, David?
In fairness, I didn't know I was going to go live today either. I was planning on for tomorrow afternoon, but I got home. I had some free time, and I felt good. I'm like, hey, let's do it today.
Well, that's what Vicky says. She says, John's live. I said, okay, I got to finish up what I was doing, and I jumped on.
Yeah. It was beautiful here, so I was outside working and doing some recording and stuff, and I felt really good today. It was a good day, so I'm like, yeah, we're going to go live instead of tomorrow.
45 degrees and sunshine here today. It was nice.
Stay inside all day.
Yeah, we had the garage door open and we're hauling stuff back and forth and measuring things up and put a new shower curtain in and getting everything ready to go.
Well, I got David down the basement. Hey guys, it was nice having y'all up. I'll see you guys later.
Oh, you must be napping.
Yeah. What's going on, David?
No, he's not going to talk to you.
Oh, I hurt his feelings. I'm sorry, David.
You would do that, wouldn't you sapsucker?
Yeah, we can kind of hear you. I heard you, but yeah.
I heard a little bit there. It looks like it's a background. There you go.
I heard clearly sapsuckers.
That's what I heard.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I saw his one line.
Barely, David.
And I was like, I had a text him. What the hell is this? I thought somebody hacked the system and said sapsucker panel. I'm like, oh, that's funny. Did you even notice that? Like, no, he did that on purpose. I was like,
can you hear me?
Kind of, David.
Huh.
Walk again. What's up, Handy Stars?
I don't know how to change anything on my microphone. I just turn it on or off that I know of.
Might unplug it and put it back in.
It's built into the computer.
oh yeah.
Hey, Ranger.
What exactly is a sapsucker? I don't know the answer to that.
That guy right above me, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Sapsucker is it's a woodpecker.
Woodpecker.
Didn't Shane DLT start that? Didn't he start calling people sapsuckers and it just kind of took off? I think maybe that's where I heard it from. I got it from Shane, and then it grew from there.
There's something I think from grade school. I remember yellow belly sapsucker, red-headed woodpecker.
Yep.
That's where that comes from. I don't remember why I remember hearing them saying that, but I think
it's actually not a red-headed woodpecker. It's a flicka. But yeah, that's what we always call red-headed woodpeckers. They're flickas. But yeah,
I hate that thing. We got them right here, and they drive me crazy.
Oh yeah, they're always tanging on something. So we have I don't know if you've got a lot of pileated woodpeckers.
Woodpeckers?
Yeah, woodpeckers. Yeah, they stand about a foot high.
We got them in the
Boom.
Yeah, we got them up here. Every once in a while you see them. They look just like the cartoon. They're aggressive.
Woody woodpeckers. Woody woodpecker was the model after the woodpecker.
He said they're like red-headed stepchildren.
Oh, jeez. I tell you what.
They both beat on stuff all the time and make all kinds of noise.
Oh,
David, you're having issues with your volume tonight. You never have issues.
I know. What the hell's going on?
I don't know. Well, you got to get out of the kitchen and back to where your computer's at. That sounds like you're a room away.
I'm trying to see what I can do on my end. If I can edit his speaker or whatever.
I don't think you can. Not unless you have a soundboard.
Well, right here, if I click on his like three little dots, there's the options come up. It says edit mic settings. And then I can go and I can turn his volume up, but I don't think it does anything.
Don't know.
Weird.
Well,
What's
Well, see,
up,
that-
Bowman?
who was it? Someone else had that. Oh, Johnny Moe had that same problem this morning. Same exact problem. Couldn't hear him.
Had me back. What about now?
No. No, can't hear you, David.
Wonder if
My laptop sucks. Whenever I get on one of these on my laptop, I don't know if you guys can even hear me. I can hear everybody, but I'll watch
I
back.
can hear you tonight. This morning we had a hell of a time hearing you. You sounded like David.
talk
Just
again,
like-
David.
What about now?
No, it's even worse now.
Let me.
I think it's because of the stream, and it depends on how much systems you have on your system at the house.
What about now?
It's lagging and
Well, it should be. He
The
shouldn't
buffer.
have a problem. It's something in connectivity. Hey,
Hello.
Kevin.
Hello.
You enjoying this beautiful 65-degree Missouri weather?
65. I think we got up to, well, my truck says 71 right now.
Yeah, that's what another guy in the stream did. I don't know what it. I just said the high. I seen the high was supposed to go to 65 today, but I never actually saw a thermometer or whatever.
Tomorrow,
So I come off here and David leaves and Mark goes black.
Black. No, I'm not black.
Oh, maybe it's me. I don't know.
Yep.
he's in there. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I never disappeared. You're just making me think I disappeared. That's all.
It looks
No.
like you disappeared.
What is
We've been
Gavin up to today?
Huh?
What are you up to today?
We put out some flyers and just kind of been cleaning outside around the house, getting the garden ready. And I tilled it. It doesn't do no good, but I was bored, so I tilled the garden
Yeah.
and raked some leaves that were around like our retaining wall and around the garden, and got some limbs picked up. And that's about it, really.
I seen there was a lot of guys out today putting out door hangers and stuff today.
So we went and took some flyers out.
I got antsy. You know, I'm like, damn, should I be out there right behind them putting one out?
Yeah. Well, when
Yeah.
it's 70 degrees, it tricks your mind. Like,
Big time.
it's going to be nice.
I
Time
looked
to,
at the forecast for the next week. It's supposed to stay warm, like in the 50s this next week, but who knows what it's really going to do.
yeah, I think tomorrow's 50 or down here.
And we're supposed to get 2 to 5 inches of snow tonight,
Ooh.
Wow.
and up near 40 again tomorrow. Well, that's been doing this every friggin' day. We can't keep anything clean. Drive down the road, you're just covered in salt. So,
I just had to wash all that off my truck and my wife's car. It was bad.
yeah,
That's
I'm
what I
gonna
hated.
wait.
I
Wait
don't
till
think-
Friday to get mine. There's David.
He's coming back up. He's in there.
Now can you hear me?
No, still the same.
What in the heck?
What's up, Jason? Christina?
Jamie wants
Hey,
to know if you're smoking the wacky tobacco there, Bowman.
Our picture.
It must
No,
have
he's
been-
not smoking them left-handed ones. He's smoking the right-handed ones.
it must have been like that when he went-
Hey, they're left-handed.
when he said that.
What's that?
They're left-handed. Sorry, I'm in the
What's up,
truck.
Neil? Now we got everybody coming in here.
Trying to get things cleaned up before the snakes start coming out.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah, I got limbs and brush piles and all kinds of crap I gotta get done, but right now it's too wet, can't even burn.
Right.
Then it was kind of windy today.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Can you
Yeah.
hear me?
Today was windy as hell around here.
Where are you from, Carlo?
Maryland.
Yeah, you're up there with Wild Bill.
Yeah. Who's Wild Bill?
I could barely hear you there, David, again. Sorry.
Wild Bill Adventures. I don't know what part he's at, but
Oh, yeah, he is up in Maryland, ain't he?
Yep.
Is that the guy that goes to the abandoned buildings?
Talk again, David.
he's always mowing at church.
I know there's
Oh,
a
Wild Bill is,
YouTuber
yeah.
that does abandoned buildings in Maryland. I know that. That's the only other one I know of.
That's what the heck's his name?
He did the one recently. I was like, look like a ghost town in there. Yeah, it's windy over there.
We watch so many people. It's trying hard to keep up with everybody.
Yeah,
like,
everybody's channel starts kind of blurring together.
Yeah, because you don't remember which one you saw where and who was doing it. And
Yeah.
I just followed a new guy today. He's exterminator, but he spells it with a 3 instead of the E. But it's for Bowflex because I have a Bowflex.
Okay.
Like, not many people. I was like, I don't even know how to work this damn thing. I was like, we go look on YouTube. I popped it up. He's like, show him. I was like, son of a bitch, it's right in front of me. I couldn't see that, but he's showing me how to use it and everything. And I was like, that's pretty cool.
I think David just got a Bowflex a week ago or something.
You got the exact same one I have.
Can y'all hear me?
Oh, you guys can be Twinkies.
We can barely hear you, but we can hear you.
All I heard was Twinkies.
She said that you and David could be Twinkies.
We're getting there.
I'm gonna come off and come back on because, like I said, Mark, he's been black this whole time. So I'll be right back.
Well, you're not missing anything. It's just me.
I blame John's internet.
It might be my internet. It might be. My internet sucks.
Well, all our internet sucks, but that's besides the point.
You know, my internet works better when I'm on my phone in the garage and I get off of the Wi-Fi and I hook up just to the mobile. The mobile works better than the house Wi-Fi.
Yeah, my phone works better than my house Wi-Fi too.
What's that, Gavin?
He's there now.
See?
It must have been my service down at the gas station or something.
Probably.
He missed you. He missed seeing you, Mark.
Say hi to Mark.
No thanks.
Cody, you know Mark.
Bye.
What'd you say, David?
Said he missed seeing you.
Miss seeing me? Okay, that's it. That's fine.
Wait,
You know,
Bye.
at least somebody. How you doing?
What's up?
Yeah.
At least someone missed seeing me, David.
What's his name? JR's. He said that Randy is from Maryland. Yeah, I know Randy. He's in my neighbor. He's in my area.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, we cross paths all the time. I was like, that's like that Billy, and Randy. We all network with each other, and we started saying hi to each other. That's how we all met. You know, just shooting the shit. You know, at the dump and admiring each other's vehicles and stuff, and just chit chatting. And other people were like, you know, we were like, hey, what's going on? You know, it's what you got over there. You know, it's how we
that's what I like about this. Is, you know, everybody gets to be good friends. You know.
Yeah.
Like I've talked to Mark. I'm on a lot of his lives, and he comes on just about every one of mine now, and we've kind of, you know, got to be friends. And
Which one?
See, that's how I was talking about talking with Floyd this morning. Is our lawn care community is getting pretty tight knit. You know, the community is getting bigger, but we're getting closer and closer, and we all pretty much have the same beliefs, and we're always trying to help somebody out, and we all have the integrity. And we can make a lot of things happen if someone needed help or is putting things in directions. So I think that's what's going to happen in the future, in near future. We're going to be able to do a lot of wonderful things, I think, as a community.
You know what I think it is? I think everybody has all felt the sting of being alone, being out there, not knowing what to do because it's not an industry like, you know how when you go to school, you can learn how to become a plumber, electrician, a carpenter.
Yes.
There's no lawn care school. Yeah, exactly.
Nothing for us. It's all learn as you go. And so we all kind of like, hey, you know what? You need a little bit of help. We'll help you out. It's like not like, you know. But I honestly think everybody in this world kind of finds their place, like where you're supposed to be.
Oh yeah.
And I noticed a lot of people in the lawn care community are all very much same like-minded. I've noticed that.
Yes, very much. Very much.
You know, it's like, hey, I hurt my back for a reason. Maybe I wasn't meant to be in the carpentry world. I like the tools, but I hated the hustle and bustle of just the get her done mentality and the micromanagement. And don't get me wrong, I'll fall back on it whenever I want to, you know what I mean? But I like this better.
Yeah.
And
I do too.
everybody I've met seems really nice, and they're willing to help.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
if you have a question about anything, Mark, you know, he's been doing it for a long time. He'll just, you know, give you his best answer or what he thinks, his opinion or whatever. And that's what I'm looking for because I've only been doing it. This will be my second year. So, you know, his knowledge helps us quite a bit.
See, and that's, there's a lot of channels out there. The guy's been doing it for a long time. And what the heck was it, last night? I don't remember. Again, this is all blending together. Me starting in with the lawn care on scheduling and everything, I already had a jump on a lot of the scheduling stuff because that's what I did when I was working for an excavating company. I was in charge of 10 gravel trains. There's some scheduling you got to do there. And I was used to that, and route sheets and stuff like that, and setting purple, so I was already ahead of the game a lot. I didn't have to learn that part. I just had, and I've been cutting grass forever, so I didn't have to learn that part. I just had to learn how to do everything else, the bidding and all that stuff.
That's the hardest thing for anybody is the bidding, and no matter what you do, because to me, I'm still an amateur in a snowplow game. And every year I barely get into it, but I just get horrified of bidding a commercial site. Even though I think I'm getting it right, but I always feel like, am I leaving money on the table? That's my biggest fear. Did I leave money on the table? Did I not charge enough to shovel these sidewalks? Am I supposed to shovel the sidewalks? I see some guys just come in and go. I'm like, why am I shoveling all these little curbs on the streets? I'm shoveling them all out. And I'm seeing other guys don't do it. And I'm like, did I screw myself over, or should I offer that, or this and that, and then something? And you learn as you go. But at least this way we can always talk about it. And I was like, I feel for the guy starting off with the grass, because to me it's like nothing,
Yeah.
But
somebody one of the things that I'm so scared of is like when I go to like houses and people are complaining about weeds. One of my biggest things I'm still trying to learn is identifying different weeds and different types of grass and knowing how to handle going about getting rid of this weed or making that kind of grass grow better. You know what I mean? Like I'm kind of broad-minded, I guess. I see grass, I'm like, okay, I'm going to cut it and it's going to look like this. I know how to do this. But then when you start asking certain things, then I'm like,
Have you ever ripped out a plant?
What's that?
Have you ever ripped out plants and thinking they were weeds?
Nope.
I haven't gone that far yet, but
I did that. It was not fun. It was not fun. I thought they even told me, it's like, why'd you rip them? I said, those are some ugly ass plants. You really want them back? It's like, I had to buy them new plants, but I mean, I didn't know. I forgot what they were. There were some little tiny, like, they look like weeds to me, but put them back in.
Yes, I am lucky because I have a buddy that's a commercial sprayer. So any kind of question I want to know about fertilizing and what to do, I'm fine. He'll tell me what to use to get rid of weeds. But I go to where I get all my fertilizer and stuff from is it's not a farm. It's your local granary, because they supply the farms, so they know what fertilizer is supposed to be put down at what time of the year. So I go in and I says, I need some fertilizer for, I need a couple 100 pounds of fertilizer for the grass this spring. He says, okay, you want 20-0-10? I says, yep, that's what I want. And that's what I put down in the spring here in our area. 20-0-10.
We have a farmer's co-op around here. This guy is he even went to college, and he's actually taught in that whole horticulture. Is that what it's called?
Yep.
Yeah, he's a horticulturist. So we go, everybody, even my own customers, when I don't feel like dealing with it, I'm like, look, just go see this guy. He'll tell you what to put in your lawn, because I don't have time to even do it, because that's what this year I'm going to get out of fertilizing this year. I'm going to tell my customers, I just don't. I don't mind doing it, but I'm at about 70 to 80 customers right now. It's just killing me. I can't do it on my own anymore. I mean, the first one I'll do, but come mid-season, I don't have time for it. I only have like 2 customers now that I do it for them because they want me to do it, but time for it.
That's it. That's what happens. You refine what you want to do and what you can do to, make yourself happier, I guess, because you don't want to be chasing all that stuff. I tried to do that fertilizing stuff one spring, along with all the cleanup stuff. It just didn't work. I was swamped with work. I just couldn't do it all. It's either fertilizing or lawn cutting, one or the other. I can't do both.
Here's what I was. You get so messy with the fertilizer. If you're rushing through it, you're going to make yourself sick.
Yeah.
Because it's going to get all over you, and then you got to clean it off. And if you're not a professional at it, you're getting this stuff all over the place. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, you can do a few here and there. I mean, you can do it all you want. Anybody can do the whole thing. That's up to them, you know. But like you find yourself if it's getting in your way from making money over here, then don't do it. Like I'm having a problem with power washing. The power washing gets in my way for lawn care, even though I have a $15,000 setup that I got from my cousin for almost nothing. And I'll probably end up selling it this year because it's just overkill for what I do. And
oh yeah,
I tried. I'm trying, and it's like if I'm taking time away to go do your job for this, I'm taking time away from my customers that have their grass cut. I would have to drop probably a good 10 to 15 customers just to make the money on the other thing. So I'm at that point where I either need to start hiring somebody or just keep it the way it is. And for the last 3 years, I've been doing this with helpers. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I was just going to ask you guys, what's y'all's opinions on hiring helpers / actual employees?
Helper is the way to go.
Yep. And preferably someone that's going to school.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear
Preferably
me?
college. You know.
What's that, David?
Can y'all hear me?
Can you guys see?
Barely hear you, David.
Kind of, sort of, David.
I can see a deer.
It's hurt.
Here.
Hang on, Bowman. I'll pull you up. Oh, somehow I tried to, anyways.
Bowman's on a homestead or something.
Same one that was behind our house laying down. She's not doing very good.
Hey, baby.
Yeah, she ain't feeling too good, I guess.
I had this one job that I would show up to, and there would be deers there all the time. And it's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a couple of areas that we go to. There's a lot of deer on. Heck, that one run right in front of Vicky when she was mowing the yard.
Before I knew about this, I was on Facebook more, and I would put posts like, "Look, I see a John Deere on my Toro." Or like somebody thought, "You didn't see a Toro on your John Deere," and I'm like, "Yeah, you're not kidding."
Yeah. Do any of you guys hunt?
I don't.
Yeah, so Jason's, we're the same as Jason, our husband and wife team. Best thing we ever did.
Bowman, do you hunt?
I've hunted. I don't consider myself a hunter.
Man, that's like unheard of. I feel like everybody out here freaking hunts. I don't hunt either.
Me neither.
What's up, Blade Mate?
I do. I don't do it all the time or every year, I guess.
What time is it in Australia right now?
Hang on, 6. It'd be 11 a.m. in Australia, depending on where you're at, I guess.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they got like 3 time zones. That's right.
But it'll be Wednesday, 11 a.m. Wednesday in Australia.
Yeah. Carlo, were you drinking a Yingling in the beginning of this? I meant to ask you that.
Yeah, that's my favorite beer.
Yeah, I would love to have Yingling. You can't get that out here.
I end up going past the factory all the time when I go to Pennsylvania. I never stop in there. I've always wanted to.
I've never been to the Yingling one. I went to the Dogfish Head one right there in Delaware. That was pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Is that the same one that's making the one in Maryland? Is that the same? They connected with the dog bat thing, whatever it's called, or the?
It's a shark. It's got 2 fins on the top.
No. The other one, it's a bat. It's from Maryland. I forgot the name of it. Boy, I'm sorry.
I used to know all that stuff. I don't remember any of it now.
I forgot.
Dude, my favorite beer is Moosehead.
Moosehead's good. Yeah, that's good.
I love that beer.
I don't think you can get that out here either.
What's
I don't
that,
I've only had.
Moosehead, that's my favorite beer. 6% alcohol and it's smooth.
What
Got
is
a nice
it?
mild flavor to it.
You gotta pull it.
You know what got me on Yinglings? I used to drink the Killigans,
Mm-hmm.
and it just started getting too dark for me. It was too much, messing up my stomach. Even though I liked it, just didn't I loved it, but it was just too much for me. So I went to the Yingling because it was sort of similar in taste almost. But
Yeah, I love Yingling. It's really good. Next time I go out to the East Coast, I'm gonna have to get me something to bring it back because you can't get it out here anywhere. At least I know of. Huh?
oh, you can't get it over there?
Not that I know of. I haven't seen it anywhere.
Oh, I didn't know it was a local. I didn't know it was a local beer. I thought it was a national brand.
The last time I seen it would have been when I lived in Delaware, so I haven't seen it since the East Coast.
I know they brag about being the oldest brewery. They're not the oldest company, but they're the oldest brewery. They're using one of the oldest brewery to make it out of. I know that, but and it must be they're small then.
I find it hard to believe that they're that small though, because Dogfish Head is brewed in Delaware and it's all over the place. Like I can get Dogfish Head out here, but I can't get Yingling out here for some reason.
Must just be the suppliers, because some suppliers. I tell you what, I'm trying to find a Tim Smith moonshine. I can't find anywhere anymore. That stuff was good. The stuff from the TV show.
Yeah, everybody makes that stuff out here.
You know what? I had to try because I watched the TV show all the time. Right? I used to watch the moonshine. I loved it, moonshiners.
Everybody did, just about.
I'm like, well, it's probably fake. It's probably not real. But I was watching how they make it, and it's like, no, his shit's real. It's his real recipe, and he hooked up with the distillery to help him make it. And then I tried it, and then I tried the other stuff that's out there, the other brand names, and I was like, what is this? I was like, I'm going to caught the whole yard on fire, you know?
I don't know how it is for you guys, but as far as I know, here in Missouri, anybody can make it. It's when you sell it that you get in trouble.
Right, yeah, that's the way it is here in Michigan, too.
I think that's how it is all over the place. You can make anything anywhere, but that's why it's illegal, because you can't sell it because it's the Food and Drug Administration. Yeah. But I think where they're from, they can't even make it. I think where the show is made, they can't even make it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I used to watch that back, 10 years ago when I had cable.
Yeah, when you had cable. Do we need to have a GoFundMe page to get you some cable?
Apparently, man, and we're about to John's Daily Cable. That's what we're about to make it, man.
I got a buddy that is friends with their local beer distributor, and we have all this craft beer everywhere because everybody's got craft beer. So we'll have a little bit left when they switch it out. So he gets that.
Nice.
And he puts it through a still.
Yeah.
So he turns it into his whiskey, and he says
awesome.
Really good.
That's awesome. I got the liquor store, so I got the in. We used to try all the stuff before it goes on sale, and man, I was, as much as a shitty job as it was, that was an awesome job to have. There'd be days I'd be like messed up, and it's like, should I be working?
That's what I liked working at the bowling alley here locally, because the beer guy was always coming in with new craft beers, so we get to taste them before they went on tap, before they were distributed. Some of that stuff is pretty good. Some of it, but a lot of it is.
I don't like beer.
You said you don't like beer?
I can drink about 2, and that's it. Because if I drink 3, I get a headache. I get a migraine, and then I'm done.
Where's the delete button at?
I don't like beer.
He says, yeah.
Yeah.
So where's that delete button at? We gotta find it. I did see that. Yeah.
So I do like to have a beer once in a while, but I just don't have very many because I just get a headache. Yeah. Something in it just gives me a headache. I don't know what it is, and
I don't really drink that much anymore. Usually, when I'm working out in the garage, for whatever reason, when I work out in the garage, I like to drink a beer when I'm out there and see how many it turns into. But for the most part, I don't really drink a whole lot anymore.
I'm on my second one. I gotta stop.
Man, you're wasted.
I'm not wasted, not yet.
I like my rum and cokes.
Oh, I love Captain is my favorite. Captain and Coke, that's my favorite.
Vanilla cruising, vanilla rum and Coke.
He goes fancy. Oh, so you're in a different tax bracket. Okay,
no, that's the cheap rum.
I know. I'm just messing with you.
The Parrot Bay stuff, that's cheap rum, but it's tasting good.
Yeah.
Him and Troy go to the winery to buy their rum and coke.
Yeah. They have to taste it first and make sure it's up to their standard.
Smell
see,
Yeah.
when Vicky and myself start traveling all over the place, we can stay at them harvest hosts for free, and them are usually around microbreweries and wineries, and them wineries got good food.
Oh man.
Yeah, they do.
They got some really good food.
I haven't got to go to a winery yet, experience that yet.
Well, I tell you what, if you ever get a chance to do a wine tasting, do it.
Yeah.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
I
Better
hear
make
about
sure you got a designated driver though.
Yeah.
But it's worth it.
They got one out here in the Eastern Shore. I think my family went to it one time for a get together. My sister, she lives on that side, and they did something over near Salisbury. But I think it's down south farther in the Eastern Shore.
Mm-hmm.
They got something over there.
See, we're heading out to KH, Ben and KH's, and Mark, do you RV? We're just getting started. This is our first major trip with our RV this year.
Do you have a pool behind, or you have a driving?
We just bought the motorhome last spring, and this is our first major trip with it. So, yeah, I've had it inspected. I've had everything all checked out by the professionals. And, because I had it to the place that it's a diesel repair shop, and they do full state inspections there. So I just had them inspect it and repair everything that needed to be fixed and check everything all over. So I'm safe to go.
So you have a mobile home, not a trailer, right?
We're heading out in a motorhome.
Motorhome. Okay, so it's all in one. Okay.
All in one, yeah. Yeah, because we were going to do the pull behind trailer, but we decided with 3 dogs, it'd be better off with the motorhome, and it was the best decision we made right there, because we wouldn't have done what we did last summer. Because we made day trips. We'd go someplace, and, if we wanted to stay overnight, we just pull off someplace, and that's nice about it.
Can you still stay in the Walmart parking lot, so they don't let you do it anymore?
You got to call ahead, but
yeah.
I don't want to stay in a Walmart parking lot. I'll spend $35 to go to a campground where I can plug in my vehicle and put water to it, usually, and dump the tanks or whatever. And preferably if they have showers there, you go take a shower. You have a nice shower. So I'm not into if I have to, I'll stay at a Cracker Barrel, but not a Walmart, because Cracker Barrels, you're okay there. And they also have good breakfast there too. So
yes.
I tell you what I'm doing is I'm trying to watch these other guys who take the trailers. Like I have a 7x14, 7 foot tall, 7 foot wide, 14, so it's a taller trailer. And they're turning these things into mobile homes, campers. But what I want to do is I want to install a bathroom in mine, because how many times I have to go to the bathroom, I close the door and paper bag it, whatever, you know what I mean, or I have to use the place because I got medical issues, which I won't get too much into. But always something going on with me, and that's why another reason why I don't have helpers, because I can't hold my stuff together. So it's kind of embarrassing, because I'm like, I got to find some place to go.
We got a toilet bucket. Toilet seats right over a 5-gallon bucket.
I like what the cities and the state department run out here. They actually have a freaking porta potty mounted on their trailer. It's pretty cool.
There's a lot of that too, yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
So I'm thinking about making a compartment in the front of it so I can actually have that as a. But I see my problem is I just can't do something. I got to do the whole make it wires running, all this shit, and gravity feed. I want a sink and a shower and a bath. I'm going to go too crazy. I'll get nothing done.
Yeah,
but there is because we bought that, because you never know what's going to happen out there. What's all of a sudden we're out in the middle of nowhere, so that doesn't happen anymore. But you got to go.
You're talking to somebody that, depending on what I eat, I can tell you exactly how long it's going to take before it hits and how hard it's going to hit. Apparently, according to my doctor, I have irritable bowel syndrome. So
everybody's got it.
So that's part of the reason why I don't usually eat when I'm out working. I just get into work mode. I'm like, I'm gonna get this done, and I'm gonna go home, and then I'll eat.
I'm the same way. I eat breakfast, and that's it, and I don't eat until I come home. And because I'll eat, because I know I have to go to the bathroom. I'm not too far from the house, so I'll go to McDonald's every freaking morning. I'm stopping that now. This year is a whole new year for me.
Yep.
Like I said, I put somebody through college at McDonald's. I think I did. I was every single day because it's so freaking easy to stop in there. You know,
Oh, it is.
you go and their food is.
But also, you know how easy it is to make your own English muffin and a cheese and an egg on it? You can make it just as fast at your home as you can to the drive-through.
Well, my problem is I'm always in a hurry. I never have time, and then I have anxieties, which is another I don't go into. I have an anxiety disorder, so that's comfort, and it's a bam bam against me. You know what I mean? So comfort, comfort. It's like
that's why at one time I was 260 pounds.
Yeah, I'm up there right now to about 210 right now, and I should be at 185, and so I'm coming out to work out.
Yeah, I'm 6'2" and 215 pounds, and I really need to be about 195.
There we go.
But
see, I thought I was good at 195.
What's that?
I thought I was good at 195, but I'm only 5'7", so right now I'm at 210, so I'm coming down on about 2.8 right now. So I've been working out. I've been on the treadmill every day trying to do that.
Oh yeah.
I just broke the belt on it today, and I got to fix it. Rubber smells nasty. Oh my god.
I have a Class C, Jamie. That's the biggest thing right now is, you know, because we got the cabin fever thing going on because it's February, and this nice trip is I'm going to be walking a lot of miles this trip, a lot of miles. Did you see the size of that chicken? Yeah, at least it wasn't a Cobra chicken.
Did you see my Valentine's present?
Oh, that's fancy. That's nice.
And I set it on the table and I get in trouble.
Well, see, there you go. Not taking care of things like you're supposed to. Way to go, Gavin.
Something every year.
Where's that? There's a great big chocolate deal if you can see it.
Football's up there. There wasn't.
Right there. That's like a chocolate thing. I never ate it. That was from 9 or 10 years ago.
Mark, this is just so you know, that's my brother commenting stuff like that. So he's not just a random guy trying to stalk you or whatever.
Oh no, that's fine. I don't worry about it.
Just figured I'd disclose that.
See, that's, you know, we had a 30-foot travel trailer, a Jayco travel trailer. It had a bunkhouse in it, and when our daughters was smaller when we bought it, I should say, smaller is in height. We had it for 4 years. We had really good 4 years of really good memories because it was fun. And so now we give them kind of the camping thing, because once they got into high school, we just didn't have time for it. So now, mid-June, we're doing a family camping at a campground. Vicky and myself with the 3 dogs, and both of our daughters with their husbands and their kids. So it's going to be fun. I'm going to hang out there at the campground for 3 days.
Hey, John, we got chickens for sale if you want to come get you some.
How much?
$8.
$8?
Where are you located at?
Southwest Missouri. I see you too, Drew.
Yeah, Jamie, we had a lot of fun last summer, because of the thing that was going on in the world. Everything was all closed, and being in a motorhome, fifth wheel's the same way, or all self-contained. We need to go to the bathroom. We just pull over to the rest stop. I take the dogs for a walk, and we use the bathroom in the motorhome, and just keep right on going.
Gavin, how many are you trying to sell?
I'd like to get rid of 10.
10? All right, I'll talk to somebody. I know somebody that might want some as well.
Well, my thing is, and I guess I don't know, I get them for $2 a piece, and this person has, I bet they have 500 of them. And last time we went and bought 10 of them, which was $20, and then they said, "Here, take 5 more." So I got 15 chickens for $20.
Man.
And I told her, I said, we'll go buy a couple hundred of them if I know we can get rid of them for $8. That's where
profit there, yeah.
That's what I've been selling for around here is $8. I said, we'll go get a couple hundred of them for $2 and then sell them for $8.
Are those on laying egg chickens?
Yeah, golden comets is what they are. They're laying, and it's just been too cold for them to lay.
I'll
They
talk
don't-
to my brother out here. He might want something. I know him and his wife are trying to do all the farm raised stuff, like the local farmers are trying to buy more stuff like that instead of going to the grocery store. So
Yeah,
I'll talk to him and see what he says. He'll probably buy some.
That stuff is all better for you if you got someone that you get it from versus the store, because you know that they're not putting all the crap in them, the steroids and stuff, because they don't need to. They're not a high production. It's just
We usually don't even feed ours during the winter. We just let them out, and they feed themselves.
Here's a joke.
It's
You
funny.
do rabbits too, don't you?
I grew up, that's all we had were chickens and rabbits around, because it's really weird. My parents came from Italy, right? I don't know if you knew that. I'm like a first generation American. And so my parents came from Italy, so they brought with them and it's kind of funny because they basically were used to living like that, you know what I mean? And having animals and stuff like that in the mountains where they were from and stuff. So it was like, might as well we did it here too. And the neighbors had them, so we had them. And it was growing up as a child, we had like a small farm in the backyard, and you wouldn't even think of it the way our house was. We had probably 10 or something chickens back there. We had 6 or 7 rabbits. At one time, we had breeding rabbits for a while, but mostly they were food rabbits. Really, I had 2 pets, and the rest were food rabbits.
Hey, Carlo, you need to come look at my channel. We got Flemish giants.
Oh wow!
They're massive. They're like this long and probably about this tall. They're huge. Yeah.
I remember we had a blackjack rabbit, and we weren't supposed to have that, so that was my pet. That was a badass rabbit. The thing was like a doll.
And John, have you heard of Diamond, Missouri, John?
I've heard of it, but I'm not familiar with it. I'm still kind of new to the area, I guess, in a way.
Well, it's not too far from Monette. Isn't that where you're from, Monette?
Yeah, originally, that's where I moved to when I first moved out here. I know Monette, and I know like Pierce City, and I know Cassville.
Oh yeah, but my aunt and uncle, they live in Diamond, which is not very far from me, and they want some chickens. But I think I'm gonna trade them a chicken for a pig. Some chickens for a pig.
I know a lot of people that have pigs around here. Yeah, pigs are pretty good. I told my wife that's what I wanted to get into is get a pig because we waste so much freaking food. I'm like, why not give it to something else that's gonna produce food? But
yeah, mine thinks we already have one. She calls me the pig.
Yeah.
Just will say that.
We want to get as far away from the grocery store as we can.
Yeah.
With all the crap going on.
I tried to raise garden bed last year, but I think I made the mistake of trying to do a raised garden bed at the same time that I started a business, and I didn't realize how busy I was going to get with the lawn care side. So that garden bed didn't make it.
You want to see a garden, go to my parents' house, because that's all my dad did since we were growing up, because, they're straight out Italian farmers. They just garden like you would. The garden was so big they had to cut it back because it was too much work to handle, you know what I mean? And tomatoes and squash and anything. It's just it was basically a farm back there with garden stuff. And
that's our motorhome right there.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, that is pretty smart. The only thing that's wrong with it is this axle right here needs to be there. Because that's a little short wheelbase there. So if it gets windy, it does a lot of this.
Oh, yeah.
Get a little fun with that.
Is backing it up, is that easy in that? Or I should say parking in general. How easy is it in that?
Oh, it's the easiest thing in the world. You got to remember, I used to park these.
Oh, yeah.
That ain't nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring that up there. Yep. You got to remember, I used to park these in that driveway. Because if you look at this tire, it's right on the edge of the driveway. And
oh, yeah, wow.
Straight. That's perfectly straight.
I couldn't do it.
Well, see, if you're in it every day, you can do it. Oops.
I'd put the trailer through the house. But, honey, we got a truck in the living room now. It's going to stay here for a while.
After a while, it's just like everything else. After a while, you're just good at it.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that because some people just can never get the hang of it. I had a buddy that could back up, but he was so afraid of screwing up he couldn't back up because he made himself too nervous. But he was fine. Where'd Carlo go?
Oh, he just dropped off.
Must be me.
He might have had to go to do his Discovery Channel thing.
Oh, that's possible.
Yeah, I got a new item in the mail today from somebody. I'm gonna have to go live later on tonight.
What time are you gonna do it?
Uh-huh.
What time are you gonna go live?
Oh, whenever. We haven't ate dinner, and
Yeah.
no rush, Sean. Stay on here as long as you want. I'm not trying to.
No, you're good. I was just curious because I want to try and catch yours. I know I always miss yours.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go live. Till you're off, and
I'm trying to be better at catching other people's lives and stuff, but for whatever reason, I just can't line up with other people.
yeah, there was a lot of good information this morning. I was going to tell Carlo about the snow plowing stuff on Floyd's this morning.
Oh, Johnny Moe brought up something that we don't talk about, and that's about the liability of not doing the salting and the ice and stuff like that. And we never thought about it. That's what's nice about Johnny Moe is he thinks about all the stuff that most of us don't think about.
Yeah. See, Money Making Mike G told me one of the houses that I salt, because I just shovel by hand and do some salting on it. One of the houses I salted, originally I didn't salt the entire driveway per customer's request. I only did part of it. Money Making Mike G is the one who actually brought it up and goes, hey, you're kind of reliable now that you touched it. You could be held against, that could be held against you, even though the customer said it, unless you have it in writing and it's, a legit contract. The customer can hold that against you if the lady falls. I'm like, oh.
Hey, did you get my message the other day, my comment that I think, and Mark can fact check me here, I guess, but you're on your hours, your watch hours, they don't go away. You know that, right?
Bro, I know that, but it doesn't count for after a year. They don't count towards your 4,000 hours.
No, it's per year. It is per year.
Per 365, right?
Huh?
What's that?
It's per 365 days is how Danny Lanier explained it to me.
Yeah.
Right.
So one day I'll drop off.
Right.
And you'll gain it. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you understood that.
Yeah. Well, see what happens is you don't worry about the watch hours because usually when you hit the 1,000 subscribers, channels like ours will always hit the watch hours. Don't worry about that. Because our videos are watched 4 to 5 minutes, every single video.
Yeah. See, here's the only reason why I was worrying about it, because I think, less than 300 hours away from hitting it now. But the problem is, as of, I think, Saturday, if it's not Saturday, it's Sunday, I lose 500 of those hours from last year for some of my videos.
Yeah, but all it takes is one video.
Yeah.
All it takes is one video to get your watch hours up. So, but you're, because you're like, if you're like me, you're always wanting to do your video. As soon as you put it up there, he says, I wish I could have done it this better, or I wish I had done this better.
I am so hard on myself about videos. It's not even.
But see, that's the way it is. You have to be critical of yourself. And if you look at Gavin's videos in the past 2 days, which Vicky really loved that tree, the tree fell down.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
Vicky liked that a lot. So
I just kind of learned that. Actually, I think I told you about it. We was doing my daughter where she was singing, and I thought I seen reverse on there. I said, "Hey, let's play this in reverse." And he was speaking a different language, and that was the first time I noticed it. So I thought, let's make it.
And then once everybody gets comfortable with what they've got now, DaVinci Resolve is a free editing software, and there is so much you could do with that. It's unreal what you can do with that. I can make it. I haven't figured out how to do it, but I could have a screen up here, and it looks like I reached through down into another screen. You could do that with DaVinci Resolve.
Oh,
you could also put. I could put a light around me if I wanted to, as I'm moving, and it would follow me. So you could do all of that on there.
DaVinci Resolve is what it's called?
DaVinci Resolve. It's free. There's paid versions, but it's going to take you 5 years to learn the first free version. I've been using it for 2 years, and I still ain't got it figured out. I'm on YouTube all the time watching another video on how to do something.
Yeah, see, part of my problem I'm having right now is so I recorded a lot of content last year before I started actually making my videos public. So now that we're kind of caught up, I still have a lot of footage from last year that I'm wanting to use. But it was before I really knew how to record and really how to edit. So I have maybe a dozen videos on YouTube right now that I want to make public, but they're not really up to what I would say good. So now I'm afraid. I'm like, man, people are going to think I'm slacking off on the videos when really it's back to when I got started. So I'm like, maybe I'll slow drip feed them.
See, you could take a video where it's all real jumpy and you could smooth it out. See, that's on DaVinci Resolve because it's all about the zoom and all about what you're cropping out. Because you can set it up so it sets me.
So like instead of it being all like shaky like this, it'll.
And you could take it to where your face is solid and everything else is behind you shaking, which actually is an awesome thing to do if you could get. It just takes a long time to do it. And it's every video, everything you ever want to know about DaVinci Resolve is on YouTube. Everything. If you see something that says, "Oh, I need to learn how to do that," you type in it on DaVinci Resolve on YouTube, and it pops up. There's like 7 or 8 guys that are just awesome at instructing. Some of them are fast, which if I'm in a hurry, I'll watch that person because he does it really super fast.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's other ones that it's a real technical thing, but they talk really slow, so I watch them for that one.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like everything else, the lawn care videos and stuff. If you're trying to learn something, you want to watch this person because he explains it this way because you relate to him better.
So who do you use, John, for editing your videos?
Believe it or not, all my videos are not only recorded on my phones, but they're all edited on my phones. And by phones, I have my business phone and my personal phone, and then I have my wife's old phone. So I have 3 different phones that I do all this on. And
is one of them an iPhone?
Not one of them. Nope. We're all Android people.
Okay. How does it record in slow motion?
It records good. It's any video I have in slow motion, it actually records really good. So I've got, I recorded 2 good videos today. Kind of throw a little hint out. I've got something is going underneath lawnmowers. I'm just going to leave it at that. And I recorded it in slow motion, and it did really good. I'm actually really impressed with the slow motion. But now
on them Android phones, could you slide where the slow motion starts and stops? Yep. And you can, instead of here, and you can just slide the whole thing down.
And I can break it up. I can do a slow motion here fast, and then slow motion here. Slow motion. Slow motion on these phones. I don't care what, the Android or the iPhone. They all got pretty much the same technology. The slow motion is seamless. It's perfect. You can't edit it that good. It's called Video Maker. When you open it up, it looks like, here, let me try to go slowly here. So, yeah. When you open it up, it looks like this, and you hit that right there. And then I can pull out any of these videos or any video clip, and I can add it. And then let me just pick a random one here. Here's a second one. And it comes up down there at the bottom, and I can click it and trim it. I can do all kinds of stuff with it. This is really hard to show y'all, sorry. But
Market.
I can trim it. I can add stuff into it. I can do all kinds of stuff to it. It's actually really good for it being free.
Didn't you used to use Video Maker, Mark?
Yeah, Windows Movie Maker I did for a long time until I got frustrated with it because it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. There was much more I wanted to do, and I couldn't do it in there because it's limited, because it's a free version. And that's what I used.
I use an app on my phone called UCut, and you can do the slow motion in that also.
Yeah, see, everything with the DaVinci Resolve, you could take a video and slow it right down, because that video I did with the satisfying video there, when it was a slow motion and stuff like that, that is done in the editing in DaVinci Resolve, because what it'll do is it'll add frames. So instead of being choppy, it's smooth or something like that. I can't remember. But what it does is it duplicates frames, so it's not as choppy. So it's just a seamless, smooth thing.
All right.
What you got going, John?
Let me try to get it. Oh, hang on.
Is that a pumpkin?
That's a pumpkin.
How do you have a pumpkin this time of year?
This is a spoiler for you guys, an upcoming video.
Uh-oh.
Oh, don't show us. We'll see it. We'll see it. I see
Stop it right there, John. Stop it right there.
You sure?
You're gonna spoil it.
That's good enough.
All right. You guys said it.
That's good stuff. Yeah, that is good stuff. Yeah.
That's what I was doing. So I got. I'll just let it go. I'll let you guys see it.
That's
I
what
keep
my
telling
mom,
when it might be a month before y'all see it, but
that's all right. That's what my mom says. Why don't you just like run over some stupid stuff and just make stupid videos?
I'm curious to see how it does, if people actually like it.
And I'm like, Mom, I would, but are you gonna fix it when it breaks?
Yeah. Lucky
no.
for me, it's a free mower I got from a junk removal. I fixed it up and got it running. And I'm like, hey, I know what I'm gonna do with it.
That's
Hey, Gavin, you got a wood chipper?
no, I don't.
Oh man, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I can do stupid videos. I just can't afford to do stupid videos.
If you find an old busted up wood chipper someplace that'll just chip up random stupid shit.
I bet you that's the video that's gonna go viral too. You get like 1 million views on it.
Yeah. Well, the last video I released, I spent 30 hours on it. I don't even have 300 views on it.
And that's crazy because that's a super satisfying video too.
Yeah, well, no one knows who they are.
Dude, if you made just a raw video like that with just the sounds, to me that was satisfying just listening to it. Like it's one of those things I could probably go to sleep listening to. I don't know.
See,
that's weird, but I thought it was cool.
That's the music I get is from Epidemic Sound, and they have whatever you want. They got 400,000 different songs or clips or whatever you want to call it, and it's everything is it's a paid version. I pay $15 a month per channel, so it costs us $30 a month. But it's connected to YouTube, and it's never a copyright problem. And there's some really good music on there you can play.
That's pretty good. See, that is one thing about that free app I use on my phone. I got copyrighted strike on a video you guys haven't seen yet because I use their free unlimited free copyright, whatever it's called. I use their music in one of those videos. And luckily, I didn't post it, but it went up. And you know how you get the little warnings over on the right?
Not a copyright strike, but a copyright claim.
Claim, yeah. I got on one of my videos. I'm like, what the hell? It said in there I'm free to use it. So I ended up having to go back and edit over it.
It's free to use it except for a commercial application. You cannot use it on YouTube. That's a commercial application. See, that's where they get you. That says free, but it's not free.
You know what I did is I had the radio playing in the background, and I had AC/DC because I like the way it come up. I figured, well, maybe they'll put it on there. Now I have a couple of them that are still up, but they caught one of mine, and it said "Back in Black" is a licensing song, and I'm like, son of a bitch. Well, I got one video where I did the snowplow, where the entire thing I had the Volbeat on there, right on my CD.
Yeah.
Well, I looked on it a couple days later. And then they listed every single song by Volbeat. So I don't know if they're allowing me to do it, but they listed them all on there, and I didn't do that.
Well, that's because it's set up for them to be. They're not looking to get money out of it. They're just looking to get recognition out of it.
Okay. Yeah. I don't care. I just was concerned. I was like, that I never saw that before. That kind of freaked me out a little bit. I was like, oh, how do they know all the songs?
That's the other thing that a lot of the musicians are missing is, if you let them have a license on YouTube or whatever, if they set up a channel on YouTube where you can license it and buy it, they'd make so much more money than what they were doing now, and they just don't realize it.
Yeah.
Well, I bought that CD on Amazon, so I own the rights to it on the not own the rights, but I own the MP3 as well as the CDs. I bought it both because that's my favorite band. So I just bought it and bought the whole thing because I hate when you have your Amazon and you go to play it and it says, sorry, you can't get this. You have to. I'm like,
you're not authorized to use this. Yeah.
I'm like, no.
When I was in the car show, when I was in the car, a car YouTuber or whatever, I'd go to car shows and there's always some DJ playing something or whatever, and I'm trying to make videos on it, and I'm like, well, this is about to get copyrighted strike, or I'm gonna have to edit out the audio of this one now.
Do what I do. Just leave it. I just leave it. It ain't worth nothing. Because they're gonna get the revenue off the video. So what's the most you're gonna make on that video? So what?
I ain't making anything. So
exactly. So I wouldn't worry about it.
Well,
Because I've got one that's what the heck is it? What's the video on there? Baby's Got Back. Vicky was dancing on that one.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, it's the same thing. It's a copyright, whatever. And I wanted to take it down. I left it up because it fit.
See, I love all the AC/DC stuff because it's like it's talking about what you're doing, like I'm back or or just the way that it
Oh,
comes
yeah.
out, but you can't
Yeah.
use it. I got a couple. I just turned the radio on in the background, see if I could put it on. They lit me, but they caught me. Like I said, they caught me on one, but I gave up on the whole viral thing. I did the freaking Mandalorian, dressed up as a freaking Mandalorian, cutting my
I'm
grass.
surprised that didn't stand out more to more people. Because
I
I'm
don't
pretty sure that's how I
understand
found you, was you were doing the Mandalorian thing. And I'm like, what the
Oh, is
hell
that
is
how
this?
you found me? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's how I found you. Well, other than
I
that
don't
one,
know.
I think that's the first video I saw was that Mandalorian one. I'm like, what is this?
You know how this got started? I got it for Halloween, but it came late, so I couldn't do that for Halloween, and then Halloween was canceled. So we got, I shouldn't say that in case somebody hears me, but we got neighbors across the street that always watch me. We're good friends, right? So Susie, she goes, because I had it on because it just came in. I was all excited. I put it on. I had the helmet on and everything, and I was in the house. And I freaked her out when she came home. She goes, "Go get the groceries like that." I'm like, "No, no, no." She's just, so I go get the groceries, and I'm like, "Step back, I got this." And I'm like running into the house so everybody could see me acting stupid. And then they were like, "I dare you to go cut the grass like that." I'm like, "No, I'm not doing it." So I started cutting the grass like that. And I said, "You know what? Screw this shit. I want to film this." And so I didn't want to do it, but then I started doing it. And I said, "Well, maybe it will go viral." I said, "I only have like a hundred and some subscribers. I didn't really quite." Then it started getting a little bit. Then I got 200, a little bit after that. But so I'm at 255 right now. I was like, "Woo!"
I told my wife I think that would stand out pretty good if I can make like a company racing suit that says my business name on it and be like a full NASCAR suit riding a lawnmower cutting grass. I think that would stand out a lot. And I don't know, but I don't know what the community would think of it. Would be my fear.
I want to get the Husqvarna. Have you seen the Husqvarna helmet for a forester? The ones the guys go up in the trees with.
The what?
It's got the earmuffs on it too.
The Husqvarna makes a helmet that looks like a fighter pilot helmet. It's badass. It's got the glass that comes down like this, and it covers your whole eyes. And it looks just like a fighter pilot. Huh. And I wanted to wear that and cut the grass. Well, then people will be like, "Look at that dude! He looks like a freaking fighter pilot after cutting grass." And but nah, it was too expensive. It's like I think it's $100 just for the helmet. Then you got to buy the glasses, another $100. But you can buy earpieces for it with walkie-talkies in it and everything, and it's crazy. It's for arbiters so they can communicate, you know.
Right.
But it looks like a fighter pilot helmet. It's got the I call them like the BIs that come down.
Mm-hmm. I haven't seen that. I want to check it out. It sounds pretty badass.
Yeah, it's expensive, but it's something I've always wanted to get.
David,
I don't know. David, everybody says I should be wearing a helmet all day long anyway. So,
who's David's icon? He said he'd get a lot of views dressed as his icon, but who is that?
Yeah, who's your icon, David?
But my neighbor across the street, he's got his own band and
that's cool.
music. So when I do it, maybe I don't know. I might set a goal, and then when I get to that goal, go see if I can use some of his music on my videos. And just put on there, music by this person.
Oh, that's cool.
That's a good idea, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome.
He gave me one of his singles a couple weeks ago. It's just a whole disc of just him. They went to Texas and recorded down in the studio there. Fun. Awesome. If I get big enough, or bigger, I guess I might ask him, talk to him about it.
Well, see,
your channel freaking grew fast, man. Your channel grew fast, or I should say, it's growing fast.
I got like 100 and I don't know what was it, 130 or 150 just since I changed my name. That was like in a week.
Yeah,
just
all in the words. That's what I said. As soon as you changed it to Homestead, it fit you.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah, because I mean, you're there on the Homestead, and that's a good point. Because I changed mine.
Kidding. As soon as you said that name change, I says, "Yep, that fits. That's perfect."
There's a lot of Homestead channels out there. That's why a lot of Homestead channels.
That guy right there, Grasshopper Cruz, came up with it. I think I had 8 different names, and me and the kids and her drew out of a hat. And we didn't like the one we picked, so I said, "Okay, we'll pick the one we all like."
I'm still kind of in that playing with the names because I had it as my company as CF Contracting and this and that, and I said, "Well, I'll take that off because I don't care. It doesn't sound like grass, So Then I changed it to Husqvarna Carlo because I was trying to get recognized by Husqvarna because I was on a kick for a little while. I was like, well, this isn't working. So then I came up with the Cutting Force because I started doing the Mandalorian things. I was like, well, I might just change my whole company name to the Cutting Force. That's what I'm going to end up doing, is just changing the whole company. But then I'm like, I want to do the Lawnmower Carlo thing because that's pretty much just me talking all the time about stupid lawnmowers. And that's my life, is lawnmowers. But I don't know. I can't figure it out. I'm not that creative when it comes to that.
Well, to me, I did a live stream and I got 8 different ideas. That's how we came up with this one. Like I said, Grasshopper Cruise is the one that actually came up with it. But
I think I heard that one. I listened to that one. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're going to change it, in my opinion, you got to do it earlier.
Yes.
You don't want to be, monetized at 1,000 subscribers and then change your name. I don't think. That's my opinion. But
yeah, mine's been the same since it started because, Vicky came up with the Misfit World part because we went for quite a while to figure out what the name was because, it was just my original first name or, our first and last name when I first started. But it took a couple weeks to figure out, or Vicky come up with that idea, and we changed it, and it's been that way ever since. And it fits because everybody's, nothing ever goes right in my world, so it's just a misfit world.
we do so much more. Like this summer, I'm going to do a lot more gardening. We're going to have her doing some canning and vacuum sealing. We're just going to get more into that aspect of it, not necessarily away from lawn care, but just add to the lawn care, I guess.
Right? Yeah. Exactly. See, that's the thing. You just got to do you find your own niche or whatever, and actually just film you. Just do what you do. Just film yourself.
We like it a lot better, the homestead.
Yep.
Because we do so much more than lawn care.
Yep.
We're all something.
Yeah, it works.
I watch a couple homesteads. There's one in Sweden that I like watching every once in a while. It's pretty cool. These guys all the way up north. It's pretty cool.
There's another one that's somewhere here in Missouri, John.
There's with a homestead?
Yeah. I'm subscribed to him.
My brother's got a channel, but it's not like taken off or anything. They haven't really uploaded, but it's not a homestead. It's a farms channel. He's the one from Monette. They said they're going to do more. I'm trying to persuade them to doing more on it because they've got a lot of stuff to make good content on. But they said
they're on a farm. If they're on a farm, they need to make videos because people watch that.
They're just getting started too. So like they've got all the land, and they're getting the land ready for cows and stuff. I told them, I'm like, listen, y'all
put it out there. Put it out there immediately.
They've got like all these equipment and stuff. Like I'm really jealous of their setup. Like I wish they would make
just do it because I tell you what, people will watch it, especially if you're just learning. Oh, that's perfect.
Yep.
Because there's going to be so many people that'll give you some good advice. Watch out for the bad ones, but there's so many people that will give you really good advice.
And it covers a lot of things.
I've learned a lot just from people commenting on things that I never, because my thought process isn't what their thought process is. They're just thinking about things differently or do things differently than me. And it saves me time. I'm always about saving time.
Yeah.
That's like the Alaska TV show. They're out there with that homestead. I forgot what that guy's name is. The one that they got the whole they live on top of a mountain. Oh God, I can't remember the name now. But they are always out there doing something different. It's
Morgans.
I know who you're talking about.
Morgans.
The one that's got the cattle and he's got that aluminum boat and the father oh man.
I just had it. It's the homestead something or other.
Well, no, there's Homestead Rescue. I like watching that. But there's another one where it's connected with the Alaskan people, not the bush, not the bush people, but it's another guy. It's like
the Mountain Men kind of.
It's similar to that, but I think it's oh God, I watch it all the time.
Arkansas Homestead. Jay's Crazy Cut just said it. Yeah, that's who I'm thinking of. I like his videos a lot.
My brain goes dead at a certain time. I can't remember shit.
Yeah, I can't either. Gavin, you said you don't know what the name of that guy, the channel was that's out here? It's another homesteading channel?
I think I'm sideways right now, but I'm trying to find that guy. I just had a video notification, but I don't. It went away on my phone or something. Ah, crap. He's in Missouri.
There's a guy a little bit north of me. He's got a bigger channel. Well, I think a few thousand subscribers anyway. He's a logger. He does logging, like he cuts down trees and stuff, kind of like what you do. But he's got like a skidder and all kinds of stuff like that. It's a pretty good channel. He comes to Springfield and like Ozark, and that's where he cuts down trees and stuff.
Have you ever seen him?
I think he's got 500 and some thousand subscribers.
Hey, Justin, depends on what you're doing. If you're going to be welding on it, make it out of steel. If you're not going to be doing any welding, I'd make it out of wood, because everything I make it out of wood in my shop.
I watch him too, Scott. I don't think that's who he's talking about.
I watch him too.
You know who's if you ever want to watch a guy who's very entertaining and fun to watch, and he's does chainsaws, it's Buckin' Billy Ray. You ever see him?
I think I've seen him.
He's got like 100,000 subscribers. He's all the way up there in like Vancouver. But he's if you want to learn about chainsaws, this guy, the whole thing teaches you about sharpening them. He's got just an infectious personality. I mean, he should be on TV, really, this guy. He's just like, how are you doing, friends? And he's like, come on into my shop. He's taking your shop apart. And he talks to you for a while, and he goes through his whole thing. Just a nice guy. And he's just, his son's involved. And they climb trees. I mean, they climb skyscraper trees. They don't just climb like little trees. I mean, you see the trees they get into. Yeah, not for me. Not for me.
This is called Off Grid with Doug and Stacy.
Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. Is it a younger couple? Like maybe like my age? No.
Well, he's in his early 50s, late 40s, probably. He's got a big, like a Amish type beard.
Off Grid with the Stacy. I'm about to look them up.
Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. And they're somewhere, I want to say, in between me and Kansas City, but I'm not sure.
Doug and Stacy, the person that pulled up.
Lawn care to Marvel, now the Homestead.
Yeah. Oh, they're a big channel too.
Yeah, I think you're right, Justin. I think Mike wants to learn that. It's welding is a good thing to have in your repertoire, be able to do. Saves you a pile of time and frustration when you need to build something.
I got a welder my neighbor gave me, and I've just been practicing on my own. I got one video where I welded my own fenders back on my trailer. That's the first time I ever did it, and I was just like, well, see if everybody, no one ever cared, but I did a pretty good job. I watched everybody else and how they did it.
Oh yeah.
Made sure to sand everything down and put it in, and I realized how to do it, and you learn through trial and error. And basically, it's I come to find out it's a back and forth like this that gets it on there better.
Yeah.
Before I thought you had to go like this, but now I found that if you rock it, it works better.
Yep.
And I couldn't go like this, so what I do, I just take the tip, I just rock it like that.
Yep.
I found that, and I had no training. I just learned it on my own, but I was watching other people first.
I bought the welder from Harbor Freight last year because I needed to fix that when it broke, and that's a great welder for the price. I don't remember how much I paid, but for somebody that doesn't know how to weld all that good,
them are great.
It does me great. Yeah,
them are great starter welders. Yep. Them are perfect for starting because they're so limited. You learn on what it takes to get you by. And then once you get a good one, you go, oh my.
Yeah.
And then the welds really flow out once you get a good one.
Yeah.
I want to get one of those stick welders. I like it better than MIG. I don't like the MIG welder. I like.
Oh, I'm MIG welding everything. I MIG weld everything just because it turns out nicer.
Oh, see, I don't know. I'm still learning.
So I've got mine. I think I can MIG weld, and I can. I can do like 3 different kinds of welding with that one I bought from Harbor Freight. It's pretty nice for what it is and the price. It was. If you just Google Harbor Freight welder, it'll be like the first thing that comes up on YouTube.
I have that. I had the same one. My neighbor gave it to me. He was like, because I told him I was going to go buy a welder. He's an older guy. He's like 70-some years old, and we always do everything for each other. Mm-hmm. And he was like, "You want a welder?" I'm like, "Get out of here, really?" He goes, "I don't use it anymore." I was like, "Okay." I took it, but we're cool with everything.
Awesome. Hey, if it's free, it's for me. I mean, I'm just saying.
Me. Is that your saying? Because I want to use it.
That's why when I heard you say it, I'm like, hey, I've been saying that for like the last couple of years.
Because I wanted to use it on so many videos, and I'm like, man, that's a great saying. I love it. Yeah. But
hey guys, I'm gonna hop off here. I'll probably go live here. I don't know, probably 8:30 or whenever you get off. I'm gonna
Okay.
eat dinner and stuff like that, but I'll go live here after a while.
Okay, I'm getting ready to get off here pretty soon. I'm gonna end it. I gotta run and grab some food and pick up something from the store. But I'm hoping to jump on yours if I'm home, if it's still on when I get back.
I'll
Yeah,
watch a
well-
little bit. I'm gonna watch My Oak Island. I might text in, but I'm gonna watch My Oak Island soon. They're gonna
It'll probably
find something this time.
It'll probably be around 8:30 or so.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I'll be up there in a little while there, Gavin. Probably closer to 9.
Oh yeah, with the welding, don't use
Well,
stainless steel. Got someone
All
told
right,
me
see
about
you,
that.
bro.
I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard not to weld stainless steel. It'll mess you all up.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
you TIG weld it.
it's like a different kind of what he said.
Stainless steel, you use a TIG welder on.
Yeah, because if you don't know what you're doing, don't play with it. Someone told me it could really make you in the hospital and everything. I don't know if it's
Yeah,
true
you-
or not, but it scared me.
No, I don't think so. But I don't know, stainless steel, because you can arc weld stainless steel with the stainless steel rods. So it's
Yeah,
not very pretty, but it's enough to get you through.
Yeah.
I heard
Yeah.
I heard it does like a gas that comes off of it that can like mess you all up or something.
Yeah.
It like goes
Well, yeah,
in
you're
your
supposed to-
lungs. I mean,
Well, when you're welding, you're supposed to have a vent over top of you to suck all them fumes away anyhow, because every one of them's toxic.
Hmm.
Because you don't know what's in that metal
True.
that you're welding.
that makes sense.
Fortunately for me, I have a brother-in-law that lives right around the corner from me that actually is a welder for like his job. So if it's something I can't do or it's just not working right, I just give him a call and be like, hey, bro, I need some help here. So
Well, see, I just taken my buddy's got $10,000 welders. You know, just one. He's got anything and everything. If I need something, he'll make it. Doesn't matter.
That's a good thing to have around. Is
Galvanized is right. Galvanized, not
galvanized.
stainless, but galvanized.
that's
You
what
cannot.
it was.
Well, you
I-
can weld it, but it's.
I remember.
Yeah. I still weld galvanized. You gotta have a fan blowing so it's not coming up in your face, because it'll take your breath away.
yeah.
It's a nice white smoke that comes off there, but yeah. I'm always welding something I'm not supposed to.
I tell you what I want to get into is I want to buy this plastic welder. You ever seen that on TV
I have
or
seen that.
advertisement? It's the same damn thing that the dentist use in your teeth when they build your tooth up.
Yeah.
They put their stuff in there and then they put a UV light on it and it instantaneously hardens it. I mean, there's so many things that break that you need to fix it. And when it's plastic, it's like, oh, well, it's shit. You know, but that you can actually weld it back together.
There's a couple different plastic welders you can use.
That residential zero turn I had, the hydro expansion tank, the hydro oil expansion tank was cracked. And the previous owners, I'm not going to say anything, but they had tried to fix it with that and it just did not work. So that's the only time I've seen it where I just wasn't impressed. But
Yep.
if you knew the owners, you would probably understand. So I'm not going to knock it too hard.
Well, I'm really interested in that because I got those snappers and I'm trying to restore. And some of the parts on there you can't buy anymore. And there's a couple spots that if I can just fix it back together, you'll never know it was cracked, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't care. It's just for me anyway. It's for my own shits and giggles. I'm still going to want to take one to a job one day. You wait and see. I'm going to get that Forrest Gump mower up and running. I'm going to take it off the trailer. I'm going to just cut the grass with it all day long.
I welded with a bad mask. What Thirsty's on just said, I welded with a bad mask for a day. And you want to talk about being in some pain. It felt like there was glass in my eyes. It took about 12 to 24 hours for that to go away. It hurt. It sucked.
Yeah. See, I don't have that anymore. That went away 20 years ago.
You don't
Oh,
get
yeah.
hurt from it anymore?
I could look right at it. Don't even bother me.
Damn.
I've looked at it by accident a bunch of times. It really didn't mess me up too much, but because I'm stupid, I don't know what it is.
I get a lot
I go
of
like this, it's up at the wrong time. Like, shit.
Well, I'm always tacking something without a welding helmet. I'm not looking at it, just because I have a hard time seeing when I'm welding anyhow. So most of it's by feel, so it doesn't matter to me.
You know, I've noticed that. I'm not a welder, but I've noticed that sometimes you have to just feel it. And it was really unsettling to not know where everything is, and I didn't like that because I was up inside a fender. There's no light in there, and when you come down, it darkens, and I'm like, I can't see shit now, you know. So I just zapped at it, and I saw the light, and I stopped, and took it off, looked at it, and I was like, hey, that's not too bad, and I kept doing it, you know.
I had to buy the auto darkening welder masks or helmet, whatever you call it.
Yeah, that's what I got.
I had to buy one of those because I can't do the where it's so dark and then do it. I had to have it auto darkening, and it worked pretty well.
All auto darkening is the way to go anyhow, because you never have to lift the thing up. You just keep around measuring and moving things. You don't have to take it off.
I love it. It's pretty nice.
And if you're working in a garage that's got a lot of light, they have a what the heck you want to call it? A cover that basically straps to the back, so it comes over the back, so you don't get the reflection off the lights behind you. Because a lot of times I'll turn all the lights off in my garage just so I can weld. So.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool. I'm the one say I always protect my face. Like I'm a big one. I always have the mask on. But everything else, sometimes I don't wear gloves, or some guys wear the sleeves. I don't wear any of that. I'm like, it's just a little extra tan I'm gonna get. It's fine.
Yeah, no, I always wear gloves because I always pick up that hot piece. Always. Yeah. So. I'm always in a hurry too. I tell you what, that JB Weld, it depends on which one you get, but that JB Weld works wonders. When I used to drive truck, they were there we go. They were
sorry, did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't
engine timing covers and everything would leak, and they'd use JB Weld to seal it. That was actual cure for the timing chain cover or the timing covers. Is JB Weld. They would seal it 3 times before they take the cover off under warranty.
Wow.
Well, hey, I'm gonna go, guys. I'll talk to you guys. I'll see you guys later. I'm being summoned for dinner.
Okay.
And I got my Oak Island's already on. The show, the pre-show is already on. I'm sorry.
You better go.
Thanks for coming up with me, brother. We'll talk to you later.
Take care.
Yeah. Yeah. See, that's it, Jason. They JB Weld works great on a lot of things. That's some good stuff. They got 3 or 4 different mixtures for doing different things. So
I'm trying to jog my memory. I know I used it once because I remember pushing it together, whatever you had to do, but I don't remember what I used it on.
Yeah, I have JB Weld in my toolbox all the time because it works good for putting pieces together, plastic pieces. So
I can't think of what I did it with. I just remember that stuff got sticky.
Yeah, that's some good stuff because you have to grind it to get it off. So, but anyhow, John, I think I'm going to jump off here since Gavin's going live here in a little bit, and
yep,
I want to get everything ready to go up. And so, if you go over there, I'll see you over there.
Yeah, I should. Hopefully I'm back. I'm wanting to. Like I said, I keep missing his, so I'm going to try and make it a point to get on it tonight.
Yeah, I'll be on it. See, I might be sitting in the audience and wait. If there's a good conversation going on, I don't jump in. I just let it go.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to interrupt it, I don't want to ruin what they got going there. So.
Well, I appreciate you coming up again. I really appreciate your support.
Not a problem, because I don't have a life, so I'm just hanging around on everybody's lives, but it's just fun.
David, you joined just in time for me to end it, man.
You hear me now?
Still the same, David.
Still the same.
Damn.
Something got turned down on you.
Yeah, no. All right, then. See y'all later.
Okay.
Well,
yeah, I'll be soon because he don't want him to miss out on nothing. So
yeah.
But anyhow, I'm gonna see you later, John.
All right, take it easy, brother.
Yep.
All right. Well, that was another good stream. It always goes longer than I say it's going to go. We always say I'm only going to go for an hour or 2 hours, and now we're 2 hours and 33 minutes in. So I guess I'm doing something right. I'm keeping you guys somewhat entertained, I guess. Or you guys are just really crazy. I don't know what it is. You guys can tell me that. But anyways, I appreciate all you guys coming out and watching and supporting and everything. I wasn't planning on doing this one tonight. I was going to do it tomorrow. But like I said in the beginning, I was feeling good. So I was like, hey, why not? Let's do it. So anyways, stay tuned. I've got some good content coming for y'all. And the next time I go live is going to be Saturday morning. I think 11 to 11:30 a.m. Central Time is when I'm going to do it. And that is going to be the giveaway, the drawing anyways. I'm going to pick the winners then. So you guys don't want to miss that one. I'm going to pick the winners at noontime Saturday, noon Central Time. So 1 o'clock or whatever time it is, wherever you guys are. So be sure to check that one out. I'll probably do the premiere thing so you guys can set the reminder on it. I'll do it, probably set it up tomorrow or Thursday. So be on the lookout for that. And as always, I always appreciate all you guys watching. Don't forget to hit the like button. And once again, I'm going to say it again. I really appreciate all you guys' support and everyone coming out and all the comments and everything. It really means a lot to me. So anyways, I hope everybody has a great rest of their night, and I will see y'all in the next one. So